Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one and the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam. As the world moves on, time sings a song. Don't cry, don't cry. As the days move along, you can remember that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your professor, Afridamus. I'm back in session. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already hit the like, please make sure you hit the like. And we are here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys all are having a great time and a wonderful weekend. Let me, take the shades off so I can see eye to eye with all of you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, just like the title says, let me see what people are writing here. Stoic one, he said, Afridamus and chat. Hey, Stoic, how you doing? J Dolo said, sad but true. Don't worry, we'll get there. Said, thank you, Chukwa. I want to welcome all of you to today's edition of the Afridamus Report. He said, all right. So, says Afridamus, topics are crucial with controversies, but it speaks volumes. Absolutely, absolutely. Ras Moyes, welcome in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, today the topic here at hand, as you can see clearly, says cultural news. Cultural news. And said, thank you for the tuition of $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Guys, don't forget to hit the super chat as well. So it's called cultural news because we've all heard, over here on this internet, in real life, you would have conversation with Africans, right? But many they would tell you, oh, the country is corrupt. The people that are in charge, they are corrupt. Like people would literally tell you this, and they would speak about it in terms of like, okay, these people in government, they just came from another planet, right? So now they're in charge, So this corruption, they brought this from another planet. Or better yet, some would say they learned it from the white man. We've heard all that. But you see, we, the people that have common sense, we can compare and contrast. Some cultures can be toxic, some practices. And one of them is the culture of begging. Today, we are going to talk about begging. There is no dignity in begging. Let me start by saying that. When you turn into a beggar, it's a sign that, your connection to whoever created you, whatever you believe in, there's no longer any connection. Because you see, every living thing, birds, other wild animals, you name it, they all find a way to provide. They find a way to provide. So all of you that are watching me, including me, we are all a sum total of our mindset. How do we see the world? What do we see as normal? Because you see, your mindset can help elevate you or downgrade you. Your mindset will be manifested because some cultures have consumed some people, some environment to a point where, they normalize things that are so degrading. And it translates to the environment. For instance, if you look at in Africa, they will say Africa has the youngest youth population. This is true. But let's take a look at those youths. Kids at 11 years old to 45. Amongst those people, 56% of them are beggars, professional, openly is normal to beg. In that 56, 34% is unemployed. But the total, it could be they are employed, gainfully employed, working, but they are still professional beggars. There is different classes of beggars in various African countries. So that begging starts, you have like the corporate beggars. The corporate beggars. The corporate beggars are the ones that you see in government, the ones at the top. So those people would even make you beg them while they're begging you. You see, let me break that down for you. Meaning, they have a position. In that position, they are paid to service you. They are paid from your taxes. But when you come for that service to get done, it's just they would make you feel like, yes, it's not going to be directly, but if you want my signature to move faster, you have to grease my palm. You have those beggars at the top. And then you have the mid-level beggars. So the mid-level beggars are the girlfriends, the wives that you have, their relatives, your own relatives. These are, it's just normal, they just brainwash you, suck you into, whereby some are direct beggars. They would directly come. And those are the ones that they would put themselves in a position so they can be entitled to whatever you have. So that means people are clearly going around planning out how to become professional beggars. It's like grooming other people to be, your boss, basically. Is a culture where people want to get paid for doing nothing. So that's what begging is called. Just like the countries have resources, the raw materials, Other countries come, they get that raw material, turn it into products, and sell it back to Africa, or come and extract more in the form of saying, we are giving you free stuff. Free stuff. That's because people, the culture begging have consumed the culture to a point, it just cripple everything. That's just a fact. I'll give you an example because I am from Africa too, right? Let me give you an example about my country, where I come from, the Gambia. Look, talk about professional beggars. Wherever you look, you're driving on the road, the officers, they are beggars. Of course, some are going to be like, oh, not all, but they will beg you. Then you are standing at the ATM. You are at the ATM, and there is beggars standing right behind you, waiting to act for you to feel sorry for them, right? So you give them your hard-earned money. Whoever you go, you visit people who you think they are cool, they dress nice and everything. So those people also will, because there's different forms of begging. Some would come direct, some they would just present their problem to you. So now it's up to you, like they would leave it open, but you would have to bite. But people do not see this as begging, but it is in fact begging. Because you have able-bodied men and women, literally able-bodied men and women. They would in fact tell you, for instance, if you offer those people a job, some of them, like let's say you create a farm, you would see somebody like you, if you have like a farm and you are working in that farm, you grow your stuff there. And this person, if they come to you literally and beg you for fruits and vegetables, and you're like, hold on, how about this? I will loan you, that little plot around over there. And so you also can grow your vegetables there for free. I will loan it to you. So you don't have to beg. I'll give you this time. Do you know that individual will go and tell other people that you are an evil person, you are wicked? Mind you, this person came to beg you. Like they would beg you for vegetables. That's just an example, right? How do you think you that is begging the meat, you're begging for these vegetables? How do you think I got these vegetables? I worked for them. But now they would see that you are belittling them for even suggesting to them to do exactly what you are doing, because they see it beneath them. They would rather beg and not call it begging. And not call it begging. They would give it some other name, right? But they would say they would rather not go and work. If you look at it, there is no reason for that country, for instance, to have that amount of beggars. When you walk on the street is dirty. There's trash everywhere. But when you walk around, you see strong, able-bodied men sitting around, or they will beg you. Who is going to clean that trash? You try to use public restrooms. Try to use it. You won't be able to. But who is going to come and clean these things? But there is tons of beggars all over. All over. And I was doing this thing, and in fact, the people I was hanging out with, they thought this was crazy because the culture of begging was so normal and seeped into the DNA. Check this out. And you should do this as well. When someone begs you, when they beg you, just ask them, why are they begging? See, it's not that I'm trying to be rude. I'm trying to understand the psychology behind it. How did you come to this decision that you are going to live your entire life begging other people, and you've got children? You've made this decision. You would see people, they would say, oh, we leave the feeding to Allah, to God. They can't afford it, right, to have tons of children. But they would say, we would leave it to Allah. Guess who that Allah is? Exactly, you guessed it. Another human. So it's like, yeah, everyone is telling you the country is hard, the country is hard. But the people you are going to beg, where do you think they are getting what they are getting from? Nobody ever sits and think about that. But they say the government officials are the beggars. They said they are the beggars. This is why, let me, in fact, before we get into this, let me play the Beggars National Anthem for you. Okay? Let me, because when you're having conversation with most Africans, you know, you would see who they blame this on. Because don't forget, the politicians came from that society, from the culture. So it's just that they took the begging to the international level. So things that people think is normal, it's really not. In fact, just even giving this wonderful, session here, there would be people who would come here and be upset. When you say, no, people should not be begging, or some will be in denial. No, we never beg. I'm not talking about you as a person. Not everyone, of course, but enough people are doing it to where it's very visible. Let me do my fair usage and then we would start this show.
The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the.
All right. So we did our opener with the conversation that many people like to say is the government. Speaking of the government, let us go into the video here. We would hear different perspectives. South African president, Ramaphosa. So Ramaphosa went out there, flexing, talking about Africans do not beg, right? So we would hear how the South African president is pretending that Africans do not beg. And we would hear what King Ganda has to say. Here we go.
We'd be begging. It's not just the presidents. It's not just the police officers. It's not just the politicians. It's not just the business people. Everyone begs. Period. Every young girlfriend out there who feels the right to ask a dude for whatever, to do her nails, paint her toes, fix her hair.
Gabs.
No,
Petition, petition.
No, John, if we're going, let's go.
Tuition is different. Tuition is
This is a whole
different. It's
god-
okay,
this
guys.
is a
Let's
whole
go.
goddamn nation of
your
beggars.
hair.
A whole bunch of begging ass girls.
Fair usage. This is for entertainment purposes to bring awareness to the viewers. So please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. So this is going to be the beginning of the show. Here we go.
Those who just want a dude to finance their lifestyle so they don't have to work hard and become independent. And you're saying that your gift, this is your investment in me. You're a beggar.
Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. My name is Johnny Tamaya, and this is the Repat podcast. I'll let my brother in Christ over here introduce himself.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hi guys, Outer Brian here, content creator, man from the East. Yeah, glad to be here.
Okay.
in Kenganda.
Yeah.
God is good.
Amen.
All
What's
the time.
happening
All the
here?
time.
And the Lord is good.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Juliet.
Mhm.
I do many things, but I love being on this podcast. That's why I'm here.
Oh, that's such a very good introduction.
So give me some 52.
You're welcome. Gabs, please.
What's up, world? What's up, world? Master Gabs here. Happy to be back in the building, but we miss our brother O'Shea, man. So we're gonna fill in for him today.
Mhm.
Do a great job
Yeah.
while he's tricking off out there.
So this conversation is going to be super interesting. Master Gabs here is a Ugandan born in America. So he is going to bring the true and the raw, okay? Because he is bringing both perspectives. So he's not going to be acting like O'Shea, who sometimes try to baby the Ugandans. We would hear the truth here.
And outside countries,
Doing the most.
you know.
So, guys, there's this video. The president of South Africa is telling other world leaders that Africans are not beggars, or Africa as a continent is not a beggar. Watch this clip with us and react to it with us.
Sense that we are beggars, that we are being dealt with out of generosity. I think it's important in the new era that the world is in now that there should be a good measure of equality among sovereign nations. You know, recently, 7 African countries decided to go and put a call for peace to Ukraine and to Russia.
How can you go call for peace between Ukraine and Russia when you can't even maintain peace in Africa? Like as if you're going there to beg, literally saying you're not begging. Countries that talk about equality, that's code word for begging. Have you ever heard America talking about equality? Germany and other countries that, you know, say what they want and stand on it, can defend it. You never hear them say it because that's code word for begging. So if your opinion has to be respected for the people to see it as is viable to even talk about quote unquote peace.
And we raised a number of issues. Zambia was represented, Comoros was represented, Republic of Congo was represented, Senegal was represented, Uganda, as well as South Africa. So we were all represented, and Egypt as well. So we were all at one, that even as we were going to address an issue of the war which has had a negative impact on the African continent, which is the rise in prices for food.
So he said Africans are not beggars, but Ramaphosa is about to be begging. Well, how is Africa dependent? How is Africa's food supply in the hands of people who are outside of Africa? So this is begging. We are here to beg for this fight to stop, so we can start getting food again. That's begging. But let's let Ramaphosa continue.
Rise in prices for fertilizers. We were clear that we are not going there as beggars. We're not.
You are there as beggars, Ramaphosa.
Going to ask for a favor to both
Did you guys hear that? We are going to ask for a favor.
Ukraine and Russia.
Okay, guys.
All right. So you guys have heard what Ramaphosa said, right? That is the president of South Africa. Did you guys hear the begging? Let's be real. Was in that begging? Okay, now let us go to Nana Akufo. Let's hear what he said when he came to America not even that long ago.
About the need to change our narrative and tell our own good story. Ladies and gentlemen, as the saying goes, nothing succeeds like success. If we work at it, if we stop being beggars and spend Africa's monies in...
Did you hear that? He said, if we stop being beggars. This is from Nana Akufo.
Inside the continent, Africa would not need to ask for respect from anyone. We would get the respect we deserve. Over 30 years ago, one of America's most prestigious Ivy League universities offered a course in Mandarin, which for years had virtually no takers. Today, there is standing room only. And it is not because the course is any easier. It is because the position of China has...
Did you hear that? So, China tried to offer Mandarin to several universities here in the United States for them to teach it. There were no takers. But now, today, China, they've accepted Mandarin in Ivy League universities in the United States, and they don't have to beg. That's his point. They don't have to beg. When they rejected it, they said, no problem. They went and continued to work. They didn't beg.
Changed. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, China was nowhere near where it is today. China does not ask for anyone for respect now. She does not need it. Let us make our continent the prosperous and joyful place it should be, and the respect would follow. I thank you.
All right. So, guys, that's from Nana Akufo, president of Ghana. Now, let us hear another truth that would debunk what Ramaphosa was saying. Let us hear from the great Louis Farrakhan. Because you guys know Farrakhan does not mince his words. He was speaking to African leaders in this speech. I want you guys to hear what Farrakhan said about the culture of begging.
Deny that what I'm saying is the truth. You know it's the truth. But either you won't write it, or you're too cowardly to speak it because you want some favor here or favor there. So because you can't talk, you are muzzled. I'm not. I'm a free black man. And I didn't come here looking for a handout. And I really don't think you need one.
Did you guys hear what Farrakhan is saying? He said he's a free black man. He would speak, right? So he is going to speak. He said he didn't show up at this very meeting to collect any handout. So let's hear what he's observed about African leaders, especially in the world stage.
Your problem is that you think you need a handout. Everything you need is right under your foot, but you're looking everywhere else for help instead of to yourself and what you can produce for yourself. This is Africa's dilemma. You are parading yourself before the world as international beggars.
Did you hear what Farrakhan said there? So people, highly intelligent people that are looking at the facts, this is the conclusion they came to. Farrakhan said Africans are parading themselves as international beggars. Is Farrakhan correct? Is Nana Akufo correct? Or Ramaphosa is just dancing around? Let's continue.
You gave civilization to the world. Your problem is not America. Your problem is not Israel. Your problem is not Britain. Your problem is your disunity and your dependence on others to do for you what you could do for yourself. So I don't have to come back here anymore to help you. The help is already here. The knowledge is already here. The land is here. The sun is here. The water is here. The minerals are here. You have some of the finest minds in the...
Guys, he is speaking Facts. You see, this is what I've been preaching. When I push these ideas, they would be like, oh man, you've changed. The white people have changed you. But Farrakhan is speaking nothing but facts. Everything you need is right under your feet. You would see people owning land. See, some of these people think just owning land, that's the end of it. That land, you are the one that puts value into that land. If you are starving and you own vast amount of land, you don't deserve to own that land. It's plain and simple. So let us continue.
The world, but they're in Europe and they're in America making money while Africa suffers. Why don't we create politically stable environment and call the children of Africa back home to help build Africa?
Did you guys hear what he said there? He said African countries should create these infrastructures whereby, smart people like myself would not have to be in America making money there. We would come and use our talents to create the infrastructure and beauty that African societies really need. He is 100% correct. He's 100% correct. All facts. Because obviously there are people, Africans, it's not all Africans have brains. Because if you put us in a society where you can be productive, the production is through the roof. But how come it's possible in one society but not in the other? Something, within that society, the mindset has to change. The government officials are just the bigger fish, the example. But don't forget, they came from the society. They came from the society. Let's continue.
We are your children, and we will come and help. But don't expect us to come with billions of dollars when we don't have it. We're struggling in America, but you got it all right here under your foot. And you should be ashamed not to look to yourself, begging white folk to give you what you could give yourself. What I said today, which one of these countries is going to give you $20 million? America's not going to give you $20 million. You got it right here, but your disunity won't allow you to pool it. It's your fault, and you got to accept that responsibility. That is why my message is atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. We got to stop blaming everything on somebody else and see what is our responsibility.
100% correct. That's from the great Louis Farrakhan. So this mindset he just explained, this is seeped in all levels of African structures. Like in South Africa, they have what they call the black tax. In our various countries, it's similar, where you would see, especially like in Gambia, right? You would see a person living under their parent. Their parent has to feed them till they are 40, 50 years old, as if this is normal. Some would even be begging for money. So many able-bodied men and women just sitting around from sun up to sundown. Hey, they feel too good to work. They have pride. Their pride, they are above that. But you would rather beg. Imagine that logic. You see, when you listen to Africans speak about money, this is every society, right? Listen to the phrases, the language. See, if you want to know the mindset of a group of people, their perception of what the use of certain item is, you have to listen to the phrases used around it. So when they speak of money, especially like I notice in our Gambian languages, they would say, you ate the money, you ate it. And you would hear the Nigerians, oh, you ate the money. So most of Africans, this money, their idea of it is just literally you eating it from hand to mouth. You got people walking around begging. They want to get money for doing nothing. They want to defy the rules of nature. And that's not possible. If you want to defy how nature is designed, everything is in order. You have to follow that order. You have to. But if you go against that order, you will suffer. 100%. You will suffer. And I've been saying what Farrakhan just said here. Like when I ask these people, why are you begging? Some get offended. Some, they would tell you the story. And sometimes you would realize the story they are telling you, not that I'm justifying their begging, but you would realize the society itself as a whole, this person's parents have failed them, that person's other parent have failed. Like society just have people, they're just producing people like a factory, but they are not putting anything, nobody's teaching them how to even fend for themselves. This is the truth. Because there's no reason for what we are seeing should be happening. So let's listen to the podcast. In this podcast, they are keeping it real today. Kinganda is keeping it real. Let us go back to where we were. Give me a moment. So here we go.
The clip is long. Unfortunately, we can't play the whole thing. But the gist of everything is he's trying to say, as Africans, we are not beggars. You know, they went for a world leader summit, and then people thought he was going to beg, but he says they did not beg. They just wanted the war to end. So Africans are not beggars. Gabs, what do you think?
That guy's full of And here's why I say that. Africans are beggars. Africans are institutionalized beggars. Begging is ingrained in every level of African culture. Period.
Okay.
Say what you want and call me a hater. Don't at me. Go argue with your mama. I don't give a
Sorry, I was muted. I said he is 100% correct. He is speaking nothing but facts on that. That's right. Because if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, if you think about it, I have been saying things like this forever. He is 100% correct. Institutional beggars. No ifs and buts. It's real. Guys, think about it. Like, in fact, over here these days in the United States, I'm seeing other kind of people. They are brownish people who now wherever you're driving by, they're standing there with signs begging. So you mean to tell me these were people that trekked through all this hard road to just get here to become beggars? So sometimes I wonder, if it's only the environment, or there's a begging DNA, a beggar DNA. I wonder. I mean, it has to be, because I am very, very disgusted by beggars. I'm not gonna lie.
Africans be begging, yo. Africans be begging at every phase of from government all the way down to the guy on the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's just presented and packaged in a different way. Let me give you an example, right? So he's talking about, on one hand, he's talking about how Africans want to be treated with equality and dignity and things of this nature. But a lot of these countries, I'm not going to say 100% of them, a lot of these same countries are the ones who leave themselves vulnerable and in need of help and assistance because they can't clean up in their own backyard. You know what I mean? Let's use Uganda for an example.
This man is cooking. He's cooking, and he's going to give example upon example. Like I said, his parents are Ugandans. He was born in America, born and raised. Obviously, you can tell by the accent. So he is getting the 360 view there because he obviously he's gonna be treated different, even by the way he's dressed. So let's continue.
We are here in a country where people are always quick to say, don't bring that American ideology over here, right? LGBTQ laws be damned.
Yeah.
Whatever you Americans think, take your money and off, right? But then these are the same guys who are bending over backwards and twisting themselves into pretzels to make every Asian feel super comfortable here, no matter what.
Yes.
Right? Asians be out here doing some flagrantly foul shit. They misuse the
Mr. Gabs is going black on the Africans. When he say Asian, he's talking about the Chinese, because it looks like them and maybe the Japanese are the ones that can afford to come to Africa like that. But he's talking about the Chinese. He is 100% correct. He is, I mean, I have seen it with my own eyes. With my own eyes. Let's continue.
Resources, they mistreat their workers.
Yeah.
Economically, they don't contribute to anything other than themselves here. They don't add value to anything other than themselves here. And they extract more value than they add in. And yet Africans are here embracing these Chinese like they're our best friends. You know what I mean? So you can't say Africans aren't beggars, yet every highway that has been built over the last 10, 20 years was financed by Asian money. Okay. Every road improvement project that happens in this country is financed by Asian money. And what are the Asians investing in exchange for? What are they giving this money in exchange for? For ridiculously generous access to our natural resources and our country so that they can take full advantage of it, get all types of tax holidays, evacuate all of the money that they're making from Africa and take it back to their home nation.
Guys, he is 100% correct. Do you guys see when you program yourself to be a beggar, how much you lose out on? You have your own stuff, but you would rather beg and people get your stuff for free. They would give you pennies and get it for free. He is 100% correct.
So for me, that represents Africa being a beggar. When you're willing to put yourself in a position where your nation is in jeopardy and your nation is vulnerable for the sake of not being able to organize yourself, when you need somebody else's money because you can't manage your own money, that's Africa being a beggar. That's Uganda being a beggar. How many ministers are out here enriching themselves? How many government officials are out here enriching themselves? How many people are out here enriching themselves with the money that Uganda would legitimately claim they have in order to qualify themselves as not needing to beg? If they just preserve that money, they wouldn't need anybody else's money, right?
100% correct. So there is levels to this begging. So that's why the beggar society, you know, this is the destruction of it, because guess what? When you normalize it, the people would eventually, you know, what if this person who thinks begging is normal eventually, you know, gets power? It's possible. That's what you see in Africa. Most of the time, it seems like. So here we go.
If Uganda understood how to leverage its natural resources and the economically viable parts of what we have here to the optimal effect, we definitely wouldn't need anybody's money. But because people are within the system playing around, they're comfortable to do so because they know that the president, for all of his forceful talk in the face of people who go against his ideologies, will very quickly turn around and shake hands with the devil for the sake of making sure that the country has enough money here, right? Let's take it even to the grassroots, right? Let me tell you how Ugandans be begging, right? You want me to be O'Shea today? I'm get my O'Shea today. Let me tell you how these niggas be begging, man. You know what I mean? So I married a Ugandan woman, right? My brother, my older brother married a Rwandan woman, right? And at the time,
guys, this podcast was super good. You know why? Because he is not only taking it from the top people alone, just the interactions even in the society. You know how they would come up with, people want to get married, they want other people to sponsor their marriage or naming ceremonies and stuff. Mind you, they are the ones making these decisions. They are literally making these decisions. They want you to pay for it. Imagine someone coming to you. You are not even married. They want you to sponsor their marriage. Like, think about that logic for a minute. So you don't even want to work and put in energy for your own marriage. Your own marriage. You said this means everything to you. But this is why even in African societies, gossiping is very common. They will gossip about each other. Oh, I did such and such for this person, because it's like a debt. It's like a debt, right? They buy people through this begging. They buy you. Well, let's let him speak it.
Time of both of our weddings, my old man sat down with us both and said, listen here, man, I don't want to hear a single goddamn word out of you talking about a wedding meeting.
Wedding lunch.
We don't fundraise. Fundraise for what? If you can afford to pay for your own wedding, don't get married. That's our family's philosophy. If you cannot pay for your own wedding in full 150%, don't get married. You're not ready to get married. You're not qualified as a man to say, I want to get married if you can't pay for your own wedding.
Guys, show me one lie this man have told. Not a single lie. And it's, it's like common sense. Very common sense. It's like, hey, don't get married if you can't afford it. That's just common sense. Hey, don't buy a Mercedes, but you got to come up with the physical cash. But imagine, like, you saying, oh, my desire is I want a Mercedes Benz, but I can't afford it. I don't want a Hyundai. And then you call a meeting. Guys, those of you that are watching me, I call a meeting and I say, hey, guys, check this out. You guys know me, right? We love each other. Well, I've seen it in my dream that I need a brand new G-Wagon. And you guys are like, wait, but Professor Damas, wait, can you afford it? I'm like, no, I cannot afford it. But that's where you guys come into play. This is the meeting for you guys to put your hands together for me to, afford this G-Wagon. But then somebody over there just say, hey, Afridamus, can't you just, get something that you can afford? Or you can wait till you can afford it. I'm like, no, you are a wicked person for simply talking sense into me. So you can't afford your wedding. You can't afford wedding. Why do you expect other people to pay for that? But here we go.
Right? Or you're not qualified as a family to go to somebody's home and request their daughter's hand in marriage if you can't facilitate that wedding to happen. Don't do it. Don't waste your time. For me, we refer to wedding meetings as institutionalized begging. You're sitting down. You're sitting down, presenting a budget of 100 times more than what you can afford to have a wedding, and you want 100% of that to be financed by your friends and family and your loved ones. Like, to me, that is the definition of I'm very happy and comfortable in a culture where we just beg each other.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear how he broke down? He broke it down to the nuclear level of how begging itself is the tradition. The psychology of African begging in that country. And it's similar. He's telling you Uganda, but I know exactly what he's saying. I know Gambians who act like this similarly. And for some, it's like a cultural thing. Like this is not a norm in my culture. That part, for you to come and tell me about your wedding and stuff, for me to pay it, that is forbidding in my culture. There are certain rules I have set up because you see, culture is man-made, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. H said, Afridamus, do your friends and family beg you on WhatsApp? Mrs. H, I'm sure you have the same experience. They do. And Messenger. That's right. It's like, yeah, I mean, speaking of WhatsApp, like, oh, somebody would just call you and pretend like, they're like, oh, is this so and so, such and such? I'm like, you're in Africa. How did you get my number? It's not like, it's not like, you were just watching television and my number just popped up. That's not what happened. You must have gone out of your way to connect with someone to get this. And speaking of that WhatsApp, Mrs. H, I had a guy one time contact me like that. I knew him back in the days. So he was like, hey, oh, I got a baby. And I congratulated him on a text. I congratulated him. So this guy, the next day, he hit me up again. He's like, oh, I told you I got a baby. I was like, sir, I congratulated you. And he followed it up with a phone call, guys, with a phone call. I was like, you know what? You are not about to hold me hostage, because people do this. These beggars, they would hold you hostage as if you like you owe them or something. It's like they are bill collectors. So I'm like, no. I'm not about to let this just continue, because they count on the fact you're not going to push back. I said, let me put a complete stop to this. You're not about to make me feel uncomfortable. He called and I pick up. I was like, what's up? He's like, oh, I told you about my baby. I had a baby. I was like, sir, I congratulated you. Did you get my text? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I was just thinking, for the naming ceremony, you help out, blah, blah, blah. And I told him straight up, guys, you will not believe this. I said, sir, when you were having sex with your woman, your wife, whatsoever, did you pick up the phone and call me and ask me to help out? I said, you did not do that. You did not call for me to help out when this was taking place. In fact, I did not even know that you even have a wife. I never knew this. You just called me out of the blue. I mean, this is your responsibility, sir. I did not do this. This is not my problem. You didn't call me before. You didn't ask for my help before, but now you need my help. Oh, please, let us continue with the video.
Whatever it is that we need.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the thing that sticks out. I get it. These politicians, these world leaders, they're men and women of respect. They're men and women of prestige, and they've accomplished a hell of a lot more than I have the right to criticize them for. But on this one particular case, I will never sit down and just nod my head in agreement that yes, Africans are not beggars, because that is bullshit. Every country that you go to benefits from money or some kind of contribution from another partner that they're willing to compromise themselves in order to achieve.
Yeah.
And so as long as that's the standard, no African leader can stand up on a table and thump their chest and talk about we're not beggars. Show me the African country that is 100% sustainably independent unto itself. Maybe that was Libya. Maybe that's why they got rid of Gaddafi.
Okay, let's Julie.
Guys, he is cooking. He is cooking, as the blacks would say. So he spoke nothing but facts. Look, you cannot go and ask for respect if you're begging. Like, nobody respect beggars. I'm just keeping it 100. People want to get their panties in a bunch, like, oh, I can believe, you said this. I'm just telling you that is the reason why, people, some places look at Africans in disgust. This is the reason. No one respects beggars. Plain and simple.
What do you have to say?
Preach.
Point there.
That's another talking head, unfortunately. Much as he's a president of one of the biggest countries in Africa, it's just another talking head. What does it mean Africans are not beggars? We can't even make our own flour.
We can't.
Yeah, we import wheat from Ukraine to make our chapatis.
Imagine.
Why can't we use our own flour here? We have millet, we have cassava. The other day someone showed me someone made chapati.
So refreshing. Today, the podcast, in this video, they are keeping it real. So, because today is not about, trying to give fantasy to the blacks. So they are keeping it real. Master Gaps is not leaving any room. He wants the truth to be spoken. And these are the type of conversations we should be having. Because some people think this begging is normal. Seriously, like I was talking to a guy one time, right? I knew the guy, we grew up together and everything. And so he was like telling me, trying to convince me to like support like their political party or like donate to them. And of course, I want to ask questions. I was like, what does your party, what do they stand for? What do they want to do? If let's say they are given the power. He's like, oh, we need he said we're gonna do farming, and I said, you're gonna need to mechanize farming, so that you can produce a lot. I said, where are you gonna get that from? This guy has no idea. He's like, oh, and this guy is supposed to be a smart person. He said, oh, we'll just go talk to our donor partners for donation. This guy's idea of they want to rule a country. So when asked, even the simplest thing, farming, how are you going to mechanize it? His solution is they are going to go ask for donation. And this political party is a real political party too. It's not like some dumb thing. No, it's real. I was like, so I told him straight, I said, so basically you guys have no plans. Because the way many of these people look at even government positions, it's a place for them to go make money. It's not about innovation. They don't have ideas. The only idea they have is to make the money, and then other people continue to beg them. That's the fact.
Out of pumpkin. But where is the big institutions? Where are they to make these things profitable? Right? They are not there. They would rather import wheat from Ukraine in the cold winter than actually grow pumpkins, process them, and make pumpkin powder or pumpkin paste, and we make our own chapatis. We need to get out of this system of every raw material, every processed material is from Europe, yet every raw material is from Africa. We have to industrialize. And unfortunately, I think it was Malcolm X who said it, or our Burundi president said it, that being a Pan-Africanist is a hard job, because you have one hand in front pushing away the European and one hand behind pushing back the African. Because Africans, we don't defend.
So basically what she's saying, Pan-Africans will never win. Yeah, you can go say you're pushing against the white man, but what about the Africans that you are fighting for? Their ideas are way more destructive, because they are going to fight you, because they need to beg for even food. They need to beg for it. So you are being an obstacle to their begging game.
Ourselves. And why don't we defend ourselves? We don't discipline ourselves. Africans are known everywhere for being the most rowdy people. Why? Because when someone makes a mistake, in fact, we elevate them. We say, the guy chewed money, chewed 5 million, he would do 2 years, come out and spend the money. Yeah. And we even say, let us emulate that kind of thing.
It's celebrated.
They're celebrating bad habits, so-called corruption. Fine,
I know, like in Gambia, they celebrate corruption. They do. Most of the people that come out, you would hear them, for instance, like in Gambian politics, when you listen to them, they are not really against the corruption. What they are against is they are not getting their share of that corruption. That's what it is. It's like, because they target like individuals, and they will speak about, look at what this person is getting, what they are building, blah, blah, blah. You hear like a sad tone of jealousy. Like they are not against the corruption per se. If you would hear they are more upset that they are not the ones doing it. It is normal in these African political systems where they will be like, it's our turn to eat. So many people, many of these so-called politicians, in most of the cases, they don't have innovative ideas or visions. Even if you have vision, you need other people. You need other people to work with you and help you, bring that to reality. So How are you going to make that happen amongst a sea of wolves? So this is why, if look at it, in most countries, most of these African countries, corruption is not punishable. It's not like, for instance, in Gambia, they will be like, oh no, let's just talk about it. Because if not, in all these countries, the amount of corruption you're hearing and you can see it, how many convictions have you ever heard? How many convictions? I mean, in South Africa, for example, Zuma, they found him guilty of corruption. So he needed to go serve jail time for it. Did you guys not see what happened in South Africa there? The same people he possibly stole from, they were out there. They were out there defending him, defending his behavior. They didn't see anything wrong with it. So you have to fight with those people too. This is what Pan-Africans forget to take into consideration.
Him and his family will enjoy. Where will you be in the next 5 years? So as long as we do not grit our teeth and say, let's do our own, we process our own products, we're wasting our time. Go to Carrefour and see. The other day I bought, what was this, deodorant, the roll-on deodorant. I saw a sticker, on top it was in French. I saw a sticker, I pulled it. It was now German. I pulled another sticker, it's now in Russian. And why the stickers are being pulled? Because they need that, they're changing the codes.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the deodorant started in Russia, then it went to German, then it ended Paris.
Yeah.
Now it's in Uganda. By the way, it might have gone through Saudi Arabia first, then come
here.
When are we going to stop this? We need to stop importing basic processing things. Not even a basic pencil, basic plastic. Imagine our upholstery.
Ma'am, they cannot. It's not possible to stop importing because the mindset is not. It's not even about, people say infrastructure. If the mindset, if you don't change the mindset of the people, you can have the best infrastructure. It's not gonna mean a thing. Hey, you can have the best ship, but if your captain have no sense of direction, doesn't know where they're going, they would just be going around in circles. So it's about the mindset.
Industry. We import cloth or cotton industries. Sometimes we run out of cotton. Instead of processing more cotton or finding a way to produce more cotton, we import cotton from China.
Yeah.
We import upholstery from China. We sew it, we cut it, we make it a t-shirt and write made in Uganda.
Oh.
Stop fooling yourselves. Stop fooling yourselves. Let us stop fooling ourselves. If we do not have a reason, let me tell you, if we do not have a reason, all you say is we need the white man because this, but I'll tell you one reason why we need ourselves for survival. If we don't get our act together, in fact, we're already not getting our act together. In another 50 years, we'll be living in a country which is not ours, but we're in Uganda. Sikulimba, I'm not lying. We need to get our act together via our finances and via our communities. If someone steps out of line, it's us to discipline our own people. We used to do it in the old days. Okay. Nowadays, when someone does something bad, we celebrate them. So we are going to continue begging because we can't take care of ourselves. We cannot discipline our. Germany was given 10 years to clear, to do reparations for World War II. From 45, they were given 10 years. They said, no, you give us 15 years.
So she's talking about Germany. So, I want to see this go up a notch here, the conversation. But the link is in the chat. Hit the link. Come and join the conversation. Here we go.
I have a friend who organizes like 15 wedding meetings every Sunday is a wedding meeting. So you ask yourself, nah, what is this? I think it's your close friend, so you have to attend. You don't attend, you look at it. But all in all, what the president was saying about begging, I don't know what he was up to. Because what I know, Africans, we are the best when it comes to begging. Now,
did you guys hear this? So this is coming from people even in Africa who are honest. Let's hear him.
We have mastered the art of begging. Just look at our country now here Uganda.
Okay.
Always beg everything. There is nothing that can. Our budget, majority of it is begged funds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Constructing the roads, they have to beg. This money keeps coming. That's why when she mentioned that one day we shall wake up and the whole country was what has been sold.
Yeah.
Because we keep accumulating debt. I actually, there was a newspaper. I think was New Vision, which stated that every Ugandan has a debt of is it 1.5 or 3 million around it.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
We are all in debt because of begging. We borrow money. I don't know, for some reason we failed to pay back. So of course, interest.
No, see, imagine the money you beg for money, and then the reason you begged for it, you don't even distribute it. Technically, that is even a loan, but you don't spend it on, the reason why you're even getting it.
Yeah, interest keeps going up. We are in a total mess. So
Yeah.
until we learn, I don't think. First of all, the leaders, these guys who borrow the money, at least if they were putting it into good use,
Yeah.
maybe they would counter. But most of this money that is begged is what is stolen at the end of
Yeah.
the day. So we just keep accumulating problems. Yeah. So until we learn to empower ourselves, the people.
So some government officials would go and beg for this money. So when that money gets there, imagine the money that was begged for. By the time they finish allocating where this, begged money that they got, other people would also steal that money. Imagine that. Others would also steal it.
Socially, economically,
Yeah.
we're bound to face a lot of challenges.
Yeah, Gabs, what you had something to say?
Think about it like this. Take the average citizen's journey through life on a single day of their life. From the time that you leave home, the time that you return to your home. How many people have you encountered who are begging you, asking you for money that they haven't earned for you to give them? Yes?
Yeah.
In the morning, when you're sitting at the traffic light in traffic, there's a kid there. Huh?
Asking
Then
for something.
there's always inevitably another, that traffic light in Kololo right there by Katikati with
Yeah.
that one wheelchair-bound guy who's always rubbing his dirty ass fingers on my car. There's that guy.
See, he's keeping it real. So he's telling you, he's painting the picture for you. How many people do you encounter? He's asking them. Think about it. How many people do you run into that are begging? But some will be like, oh, you are fortunate. You can create your own fortune. The energy you put into begging, imagine if you put that into something else. But here we go.
Right?
Yeah.
Those street kids at the Ginger Road Junction right there at Cargan House, who I feel like one day just gonna pull out a stone and break my window. There's a gang of fucking young thugs in the making. Let me tell you something. So there's beggars in the street. Then you park your car and Askari runs up. Boss, I've got you. What did you do for me?
Exactly.
All you did was sit your ass on a stool over there. Now you want to come over here and beg me for 2K? Begging, right?
Exactly. That is what is even, BS. So these people think it's normal for you to go work and make your money. You come, you see them standing there, just simply saying to you, boss, you are supposed to give them free money. I mean, like talk about straight up, bottom feeders, straight up.
Imagine you go to URA. I want to pay my taxes, right?
Yeah.
In order to expedite me paying my taxes, please facilitate.
Pay me something.
You know what I mean? Police officer flags you down. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Very good. Hey,
soda.
You're Tumsime. You're Akashari. You're my brother. Onashi.
Yeah.
Karanchi.
Yeah, that's how they say.
It's weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, yo. Seriously, like every individual that you could find who possibly could bring the words out of their mouth to ask you for something, does it freely and does it unashamedly, does it unabashedly. Every young girlfriend out there who feels the right to ask a dude for whatever, to do her nails, paint her toes, fix her hair.
Petition.
No, John, if we're going, let's go.
Petition is different.
See, someone wrote, a Stoic one said, begging in the UK too. Yeah, look, I have noticed even here the begging have skyrocketed, but it looks like they imported those beggars to come here as well. Okay, but now he's calling out the girls, the African women, because someone sent me a video. A passport bro was talking about how African women are professional beggars. I will be doing that video here as well.
There's a whole goddamn nation of beggars. A whole bunch of begging ass girls who just want a dude to finance their lifestyle so they don't have to work hard and become independent. And you're saying that your gift, this is your investment in me. You're a beggar, bitch. You're a beggar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same way, dudes. Oh man, my guy, listen here.
He's 100% correct. Because in another episode, did you guys remember even just Jonita said that she was like, oh, you should invest, like she was, I mean, not to me, but she was talking about, oh, the guy should invest in her. People like this in Africa, people walk around, they say these things like this is normal. How are you going to come to me and tell me I should invest in you? So, you know what that's telling me? It means you don't even trust you to even invest in you. What am I going to get in return, investing in you? You know what you want, you know what you're capable of. Invest in yourself. but they think it's normal. That is another way of begging. So these things have to be called out so that people don't see it as normal.
I need a deal. I need something. Why don't you let me hold 50K for the weekend?
Yeah.
I'll pay you back in 3 days. Knowing good and goddamn all that money is never coming back to you. Everybody begs. I'm not trying to be hard on young ladies. I'm saying
That's okay.
everybody does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. So
Yeah, that's another form of begging. Asking for loans, guys. Asking for loan. Guys, have you ever had somebody come to you, right? And they're like, and mostly in Africa, especially Africa, if they ask, they're like, hey, can you loan me some money till on the 10th? That's when I get paid, I'll pay you back. Just say, oh, myself, I'm waiting for my transfer. It will be there here on the 11th. Any day they tell them your money is coming after that date, and watch, right? Because I've seen a scenario like that. This person, goes to another person, was like, hey, I'm not gonna name names. Can I'm gonna let me borrow X amount of money. I get paid on the 10th, and this person is like, oh, I'm waiting. I gotta get my money is coming on the 11th. So the 10th comes before the 11th, right? So that means this 11th guy is of no help to you. Your money will come before them. But watch this. Did you know the guy that wanted to borrow, saying his money would come on the 10th, he called that guy on the 11th, who said he's like, hey, you said your money will come on the 11th. Can I borrow? It's like, but bro, you said you got your money on the 10th. What is this? That's red flag to show you this person doesn't have money. They just want to, finesse your money. They won't come straight. Because if you received your money on the 10th, why are you calling me on the 11th? So do not let broke people, or you don't see them working, you never see them into anything, you let them borrow money, you might as well kiss that goodbye.
when you think about it, it's just ingrained in the culture. We as Africans, that's what people do, and we're unashamed about it. It's a point of pride at this particular point.
Yeah.
You can just laugh, shrug it off, and say, "Ah, Ugandans, eh? Ugandans, come on
Yeah.
now, like really, huh?"
That's life motto.
I offer no apologies for the fact that I believe begging is a right-minded thing to do in life, and it starts up here.
Mr. Gaps, I totally agree with you. Guys, do you know, man, what he just said here, this is super deep. I mean, at what point in your life, imagine, think about it for a minute, right? Even what you eating, you wearing, you're a grown person, you're saying you're smart, you're capable human, you got brain like everyone else, but you can't even feed yourself. You gotta beg. And people normalized it. I can guarantee you what Mr. Gabs and myself are saying here, the observation, they're not gonna like it. But do you know the begging itself holds the nation back? Because all those people that are begging, there is something that needs to be done. There's some job somewhere that needs to be done. There's some solution. Like, let's say there's a problem somewhere that needs a solution. But they all say it's the government. So it's not only the government, it's the mindset.
If we as a culture knew that, we shun this type of behavior, we look down upon, we frown upon this kind of behavior, and it was installed in us from up top all the way down, it would make a difference. It would actually change something. We would have a sense of pride and dignity about ourselves that wouldn't allow us to compromise who we are in order to just get low-hanging fruit. Everybody wants low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Guys, check this out. You're not gonna believe this. So DG is proving my point. DG said, oh, okay, DG is being sarcastic. DG said it will be okay. DG is clearly, DG, come on. You have to be, this has to be a joke. So DG said will be okay to talk about African leaders and their begging culture. But girlfriends, police at the traffic light, this is stupid and it's not true. My opinion. What? Guys, did you hear this? So, DG is saying it's okay. It's okay to blame, guess who? Let me show you who DG is saying it's okay to blame. Let's see. Here we go. DG said we have to blame
government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The booyaka booyaka. Run to you niggas. Booyaka booyaka. Run run run. Booyaka booyaka. Run to you niggas. Booyaka booyaka. Boom 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 boom. Booyaka booyaka. Run to you niggas. Booyaka booyaka. Run run run. Booyaka booyaka. Run to you niggas. Booyaka booyaka. Boom 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 boom. Government.
All right. All right. All right. So, did you guys, DG, I hope you got your answer. I hope you got your answer there, DG, because what you're saying doesn't make any kind of sense, but it's okay. You don't want to take accountability. Guys, I see you in the back there. I would get back to you in a second.
So that's what it's always going to be for me. It's like, listen, when you talk about Africans be begging, you be begging. It's not just the presidents. It's not just the police officers. It's not just the politicians. It's not just the business people. Everyone begs. Period.
Everyone is begging
because it's okay to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, I for one, I want to be optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear this.
Oh God, Minority Report.
I do want to be optimistic.
She wants to be optimistic. Let's hear Jonita's optimism
and say that we have the potential to not be beggars.
Jonita, everyone has the potential to not be beggars. You are 100% correct. But let us hear what but
we are beggars.
Agreed.
As a continent, Gavs has mentioned all the ways we beg, all the ways we try to get money that we've not worked for, all the ways we feel entitled to money that's not ours. So he has mentioned all that. And I feel like Africa as a continent has so many resources and so many and so much talent for us as a nation to decide, hey, you know what? If we actually utilize what we have, if we use what we have to advance ourselves, then I'm pretty sure we can stop being beggars.
But why that's the whole point. Okay. She said potential and then she started, yeah, we get it, the resources, everything is there, we get that. I thought she was gonna bring new information.
Like I think Dr. Julie mentioned, it starts from the top. The system is already rigged from the get-go.
It starts from within the society. But let me bring the panel in. All right. We got 23andMe Hausa and we have Ola. 23andMe Hausa, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Assalamu alaikum, Afridamus. How are you, brother?
I am doing well. I try not to speak Arabic, sir. But walaikum salam. I'm just joking, my Arab friends. Wallahi. But so the culture of begging. You've heard the president of South Africa, Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa looked straight in the camera and told everyone that Africans do not beg, while he proceeded to beg. And I played Nana Akufo. He said Africans need to stop begging. Louis Farrakhan said they need to stop begging. And this conversation, let me hear your point of view. 23andMe Hausa. Have you noticed a culture of begging amongst Africans?
Oh man, it's not only African, it's in the diaspora as well too. You know, it's that culture of begging, you know, it has got to stop, because like if you continuously keep on begging, no one's gonna respect you, to be honest. To be frank with you, no one's gonna respect you. Like they're still gonna look, you're still gonna be at the bottom of the barrel, because you keep begging, and then you're not doing anything for yourself. You know, like people gonna take advantage of you. And
but
that's,
are you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because think about it, the Pan-Africans always talk about this Wakandanized Africa, everything is good, right? So the Pan-Africans, how come they don't mention the begging part? Are they themselves beggars?
Of course they are, because they are ashamed, and they are ashamed of not exposing themselves. But at the same time, like if we indeed want to Wakandanize Africa, we do have the resources, we do have the minerals, we have everything. But do we have the expert? Like, do we have like our own African people, that can exploit these minerals and these resources? Why
You
do
know,
we need like foreigners to come to the continent and exploit our own resources?
the movie Wakanda, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you my take on Wakanda. I saw Wakanda as a trolling movie. Let me explain. So they took all these different parts, African culture, to show you the vibranium, right? To show that is the power, to show that, look at you. You got all this stuff. You could be cool like this, but guess what? You're not smart enough to make it happen.
Precisely. Yeah.
It's like trolling Africans and blacks. It's like, hey, look at you guys. You got all this stuff. You could transform and do all this, but you won't do it because you are incapable.
Yeah. And also you're very inconsistent. I feel like the movie Wakanda was about us, like African and us in diaspora.
Right. Oh,
Like,
it is.
we boast about everything that we have, but look at the state of our mind. Like, look at the state of our country. It's literally a shithole.
Yeah.
But yet we do nothing about it. Like, we come to the West. Now we live in Western European countries, like, and then we have the nerve like to talk about European, like benefit from these European countries, and then take that back to your country and then build from there. But no, a lot of us want to stay in these European countries because we feel safe, but we don't want to go back to our own homeland.
You
That's
are
the
what
point.
you are 100% correct. But like, what do you think about what Farrakhan said?
Oh man, listen, Falcon was on point, man. Like, that brother is always on point, man. Sometimes he'd be on some other stuff, but this time, like, he was on point, man. Like, we can't keep begging. It's like, like we do have, some of us are intellectuals, but like, when in terms of government, like, some of our government are the ultimate beggars.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Why are people, because this is common among Africans or even diasporans, they just want to talk about the government officials, but these government officials are not aliens. They came from that society, our society.
But see, Afrodamis, they don't want to stay in that society.
No, what I'm saying is the
Yeah.
culture of the corruption itself
Yeah.
was learned. It's normal in that society.
Yeah.
It's just so happened these people are at the top of the food chain, and all the lower level beggars are jealous of them and they are pissed off. Because listen to African when they speak, even like opposition politics when they speak, especially from our country, Gambia, they're not pointing to anything better that they would do better than the person in charge. They only point to the luxuries and amenities certain people are getting. That tells you they are okay with it. The reason is why they are complaining is because it's not going to them. But if it's them, they are fine with it.
But yeah, it has to do with their mindset. Like, they have
That's what I'm saying.
an impoverished mindset.
Right.
Right. Because if you see that someone has something luxurious that you want to have it, you want it to have in your possession, you got to work hard for it. Work hard, like, earn enough money, earn your stripe, and then get it for yourself.
But they don't
you
believe in
jealous
working.
and envy. See, that's the thing. That's what's wrong with us. We don't believe in working. We believe that, or like anybody can give it to us. It
Yeah,
doesn't work like that.
do you know this is why if you look in Africa, they believe in these money rituals across. This is why you see across social media the malams. These people believe somebody can multiply money for them without even working. So that type of mindset, that's what you're dealing with. You see, that's
It's
what we're talking about here.
we gotta let go of that stuff, man, because that stuff is sending us backward and backward, man. We are living in this day and age. It's all about saving and investment. If you're not investing, if you're not buying stocks, you're not going nowhere. If you believe that in money rituals, man, you're sending yourself like backwards like 200 years ago. That's what's wrong with us African. We're not doing any type of investment. We're not doing STEM. We're just doing money rituals. It doesn't work anymore, man. That stuff don't work.
Exactly. Let's bring in Ola. Ola, welcome to the Afridamus report.
Yeah, for that, you hearing me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Ola, what do you think about the Africans being professional beggars? See, Ramaphosa, president of South Africa, he went in front of the white people over there and the other African leaders talking about Africans are not beggars. But then he proceeded onto begging. What do you think about, it's not only them at the top, but even in the society itself, they've normalized this.
Afrodamos, thank you for this topic. You see, Africans, black man, have a mentality, of total different animal. Let's just be honest.
Right.
I'm in Holland now. Where I'm staying, the man worked in oil share company for a very long time. Now he downsized. He live in a 3-bedroom apartment. You cannot know the difference between him that works for years and somebody that is collecting welfare. That's called the gap. They bridge the gap. The white people always know how to take care of their own people. You understand? They eat the same type of food. What is the black man doing? The black man would like to carry that money and build a 32 bedrooms in his village and in the big city. They carry the other one, go and buy house in Peckerville in London, or go to Beverly Hills, or go to somewhere in Houston or Dallas to buy another big mansion and invest that money in the white man's country.
Away
So
from his own environment.
away from his own environment, money that actually that money, those money that enter Western world, that money does not belong to him anymore. So what I'm saying is this: all these African leaders, they are all the same. You see that Ghana man that is speaking so with big English, big voice, he's just deceiving himself. He's the worst beggar.
No, but he's saying, Africa should stop begging.
He begged a lot. He was begging for IMF flow when he bust Burkina Faso under the table. You know what I mean? He was begging when he snitched on the Burkina Faso. He was begging.
Yeah.
You understand me? This one thing I don't like about somebody who just speak big English. You think he's deceiving anybody.
No, but he's admitting to the begging. He's saying Africa has to stop it. He's not saying
he have to stop because he just received IMF flow not too long ago. Possibility is begging the Chinese from the back. You know what I'm saying? All these African leaders, they're all the same. Corrupt.
So what about where does it start? Because they're coming from the society.
It's not. I think it's in the DNA of all black people.
You think so?
Yeah. Check the slave trade.
Yeah.
What did the black man did with the money they made during that slave trade? Where they
were receiving, alcohol, horses, mirror, clothing, so they didn't receive things they built with.
If you come
so mostly just European cheap European goods.
If you come to Europe, they use this money they made in those business to build universities, museums. Some of them have huge houses that they give up as, okay, I don't need this house anymore. My family said I don't need it anymore. Government take over. Some of these buildings are standing everywhere. Nakmizi that is always Nakmizi is one of them also is always say, important black, important black. All black people are the same. Go to United States also, the blacks over there too. What are they do? Are they not begging? Begging for handout, or what you call welfare, that program they just cancelled. You understand me? They are begging. I think
So,
it's in the
do you
budget.
think the
Yeah.
blacks and the African on the continent who begs the most?
They are the same. The same. Just one is controlling a very big, huge resources, but it can't really control it. They don't know what to do with it. The other ones are just like the ones who clean bench on the street. The ones in United States, but beg for ticket to buy milk and hamburger. You understand me? Every weekend. You understand me? So the Africans have big resources, but the
Well,
Black
you say
Americans.
every weekend.
Yes. Every weekend they go and buy milk and hamburger, buy some flour to make pancake and all those things. You
But
understand?
what about what did you hear about how, because like these guys on the podcast, they've given several examples of how the begging is just all across the board. It's like they've not normalized it. You would see some, people just normalize these things in Africa.
Because the black
Because
man,
here, at least like you know, dealing with like most blacks, they don't really believe in begging. Majority. No, I'm not talking about the internet ones. Why are you laughing so hard?
yeah, Afadamas,
Yeah.
look, every man that is black that come from Africa or comes out of Africa, they have that DNA of being a beggar. If
No,
you
Kidola,
hold on,
the
if
best blacks in America, they do not beg. You've
if
heard what Farrakhan said.
if you talk to if you talk to the African woman, when a black woman, be United States or in Africa, and you said, "Hi, how are you? Can I take you out?" Right? The next thing that woman will be telling you, "Oh, where do you want to take me to?" That's also part of begging. Also, the African people beg to
Yeah,
know where you want to take them.
these chicks be begging for hamburgers. You're
They'll be
right.
begging for hamburgers. They'll be begging for
Hamburgers,
that.
fried chicken,
They'll be
chicken
begging for.
wings.
They'll be begging
Yeah.
for telephone. They'll be begging. Oh, I will
Or,
come
or begging for Chinese food.
Aha. So it's just not just the men alone, also the women the same time. So they will even beg you to buy them shoe for that occasion. You understand me? They will
That's
beg
right.
you for
Sandals.
they will
You
beg you
know.
for telephone. They will beg you for fuel, for what you call in America gas. So just to feed their car. So what I'm saying is this. That's why Africans cannot really move nowhere. Look at Russia. Russia is heavily sanctioned, but see they still surviving. They're thriving. But check African countries who are not even being sanctioned at all.
But
What are
but
they doing?
Kidola, I understand you're talking about the leaders, right? But in the society itself, they've normalized it. Because you see now we live in a global world where, because I read in a book one time, you've heard of Mongo Park, right?
Yeah,
He wrote this book called Travels into the Interior District of Africa. Read that book, very interesting. He went to travel across West Africa looking for the source of the River Niger. But even in his book, he wrote about the begging. This is in 1799. He wrote about the begging. And I brought this topic up one time with some Pan Africans. They were very upset. They said, "Oh, the white man lying." I'm like, no, we see, like, what are you talking about? Here we are in 2023. The
okay.
begging have been taken into, it's now in the international stage.
Afrodamas, people that sold their people for just for liquor, for fake Hennessy,
Yeah.
right? Then sell for color umbrella, right? Just sink.
Umbrella and
Umbrella that cannot even catch the rain. You understand? Cannot even protect it for the rain. It just sink umbrella. Then the ones that took over to the other side.
yeah.
Let's say the United States ones who spent 500 years living in the country,
Oh, it's
but
less than 500.
okay, let's say less than 500. But if you see check what they saying in the internet, they even accusing the Africans are even coming to take their positions being for all these things, right? Then you start seeing when they want to do some progress. No, I don't want that my what you call this as this thing again where they give them money to buy things in the supermarket. Is that not like handouts? Okay, you poor, you cannot feed yourself. Go and buy yourself in supermarket and go and buy yourself hamburger and a bottle of milk. You know those ones. Then buy flour and come and do pancake. It's the same thing, only that different style of begging. You understand me? Different way of begging. If you approach them, it's the same thing they're begging. The African leaders are begging. The African people are begging. It's just in our DNA. You understand me? It's just there. Only that we even say something very valuable to just to beg for something that is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just in our DNA, in our women, and in the same thing in our men. The men owns a little bit different, but the women will continue checking your pocket. Both
The women, in fact, there was a black passport bro who made a video. I'm gonna do that one too. He's talking about. He said African women are international beggars.
Black American woman will date you if you know that you have money. He will run after you like Michael Jackson.
No,
I'm telling the truth.
but no, I'm talking about the African ones.
I'm generalizing that
Oh.
Africans, as long you have an African blood, right? It doesn't matter where you stay in Africa. You see, that's why I don't mess with them. I don't really mess with this African because they're rather to be disturbing for telephone. I want to do my hair. My mother is sick. I know the nonsense. Get the hell out of my face. You understand? Everywhere, even the ones in the United States, they just smell that you have money. They will run after you. You understand me? They're just the same. Only that some of them come in different ways. You understand me? Both the ones in America, the one in Africa. The African ones are very irritating. Hello, can you buy me telephone?
No, but hold on. Oh, what's up, Kaizo? Welcome in the house. No, but Kidola, like so you saying that it's just the same thing across the board. But what about I'm talking about because some Africans would deny, like the president of South Africa, he's denying that Africans don't beg.
Afrodamos, let me tell you something. Can a black woman date you? You don't have a job, you don't have nothing, you don't even have shishi, you are smelling, you can't even take a shower. A white woman will see you and said, I can make this guy look like a superstar. He is good looking. I can, I'll brush his teeth, I will clean up, I'll make him look solid. I will make this man look like a real man. As a black woman, if we're able to do that black man will call you a piece of shit. You understand me? He will not date you for nothing. You understand me? That's why the white women are winning. You understand me? A white woman will like you just the way you are. If you don't even have money, you have no clothes, you have no house, you have nothing. It will make you. It will build you up from the ground to the up. Do you know why? They are builders. As any black woman, were you able to build a man that have nothing? No job, no money, no house. He can't even spray deodorant under his armpit. This guy is looking one kind. No, but the eyes that the white people are looking at things is different because they are builders. A black woman will tell you, man, this guy is smelly. But if you have money and you're cruising, they will be those say, within 1 hour, do you know I love you? They say our leaders are like that. They are corrupt. They think about mansions. They don't think about building. They think about mansions that even when they die, their children will sell these things, or the houses will be crumbling. That's just all. Let me give somebody else space.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was Kidola. And Kaizo, thank you for the 200 shillings. He said, Kaizo said, support the stream. The stream does this. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, let's have Somali Bantu. Jude, fix your internet, man. Somali Bantu, welcome to the Afridamus report.
Hey, what's up, Afridamus? Can you hear me?
Speak up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, Afridamus. How you doing?
So what do you think about the Africans international beggars?
Unfortunately, it's true, and no matter what country they're talking about in Africa, they're all the same, from the people to the presidents,
Right.
For example, just alone, by myself, back home I play, there's something called black tax, and I send a few hundred back home every month. You know, as a black tax, you know, and that's compulsory. You know, there's no way of getting out of that. You know, and that's just to the people back home as well. So with the presidents as well, you know. So for example, you know, my president, this guy was he went to he went to Uganda recently, you know, asking for money, you know, begging, and the Ugandan president told him, you know, stop begging and you know try to do something for yourself. So you know, I feel like it's something all Africans share, you know, this begging thing, you know. So I don't know how, I don't know why we have this begging, you know, complex we got, but we can't really depend on ourselves. Everyone's always, you know, trying to depend on someone else. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, because that's not gonna help the society move anywhere. Because you're seeing able-bodied men and women who are young, they can work, but they would rather beg. You know, like, why do you think they encourage that type of mindset?
That mindset, I feel like, you know, it started off with the, you know, the people that went to the West. So let's say we went to the West, and the people back home, they had the image in their minds that, you know, growing up, that the West is full of money, and anyone there that lives there, you know, they're basically millionaires. You know, they can pay off the whole family's the whole life basically, and shit like that. But it's not gonna work, man. So I feel like it started off back home. It started off, you know, with the West, anyways, and now it's, you know, it's taking a life of its own. You know, so instead of people working, they you know, they try to depend on someone from abroad. So for
It's
me, man,
sad.
it's
It's sad.
a sad reality, but it gotta be changed, because if we continue this way, all right, we're gonna become a, you know, welfare state.
Exactly. Thank you. Let's bring Jude. Jude, is your audio fixed now?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jude,
I'm having a
Jude,
little problem, but yeah, can you hear me?
Jude, they're saying that, you know, Ramaphosa said Africans do not beg, but, you know, other people are saying Africans beg, like Master Gaps on that, on the Kinganda channel, and you've heard Farrakhan, you've heard Nana Akufo. Jude, are Africans beggars?
Affidemos. Look, man, I'm gonna start by talking about you mentioned Mongo Park. Mongo Park, I love Mongo Park, but what Mongo Park failed to understand is he said there was a correlation between River Niger and River Congo, and he came up with the word Niger Congo. And just to make things clear, these two things have no relation in common. They are not related. You know, he thought the River Niger was a middle point with the River Congo, which is not. So the Niger Congo is a myth, not a reality. So the people from Congo and Senegal are different from the people from Niger. But this is the thing about Ramaphosa. We have a lot of motivational speakers in Africa, especially when it comes to them trying to step up to the Europeans. You know, these guys are good in talking, but in reality, they have nothing in their pocket to back up with. You know, Africans are known worldwide to be beggars. I mean, it's a reality. You know, we are the least continent in the world. You know, when human beings are ranked from 100 to from 0 to 100, we are the bottom. 0 being the lowest.
Wait.
When it comes
Zero?
to 0 being the low, come on,
At
I'm
least,
telling
I
you,
mean, we got vibranium. How can we be at zero, Jude?
bro, you cannot even handle. You don't even know what that is. You don't even know how to manufacture. You need a Chinese person to even come over and tell you this
But
is this. This is. Come on, bro.
Wakanda's in
No,
Africa.
let me finish, man. Let me finish. When it comes to even IQ, what these presidents sit down with Europeans. I mean, these people inferiority complex have given them low IQ. You know, below 36. You know, they cannot make a valid point in front of these people. You know, they go
Jude,
ahead and.
is the cops looking for you back there?
No, you have all these emergency stuff. There's an accident that happened in my one of my street around here. So you know what America is, man. You see how emergency cars comes out immediately when there are things that look. This is the thing. I watched Go Black video a few days ago, a few weeks ago in Ghana. He was walking down the street and people were begging for him for money. There's a white
They
guy.
were begging him. And Jude,
Yeah.
okay, that's the thing. Why do people in Africa experience they are not even ashamed of this? They find it's normal.
as we speak right now, the greatest player in the world, Kylian Mbappe, is in Cameroon.
I
in
saw the
his
pictures.
homeland. Yep, he's in his homeland trying to get a blessing from Roger Miller. But I don't think Roger Miller will give him that blessing. But this is the thing: Cameroonians are
Wait,
begging.
they are begging him.
Huh?
They are begging him.
Yeah, of course, Cameroonians are on the street. The people in Douala, he went to Yaoundé. The people in Douala, everybody is out. They are fan club of this. Trying to beg. See, come on, Africa, man. Look, it's a problem, man. You cannot say it's not a problem. Look, when people are ranked lower, they believe that they don't have. I mean, you have everything in your vicinity, everything that you can talk of.
It's right under your foot. Right under your foot.
But the thing is, can you metamorphose it? Do you know the importance of it? A white man has to leave Europe to come to your house and tell you what the importance of what you have is important, is to tell you how you can turn this into money. You have no IQ to transform your own stuff into productivity. The stuff that you have to send it to Europe to be produced. And then when they send it back to you, they sell it at a higher price than what you have given them. The currency that you have, they manipulate the currencies in their own world and turn around and make your currency drop. That's why Dangote became stop being the richest person in Africa, because his naira that was piling up thought it was.
But maybe, Jude, don't you think too many people were begging Dangote too?
Oh, come on, man. Come on, bro. I mean, they should beg. Africans are known for begging, bro. The people that are begging are Africans. Come on, man. I mean, look, this is the thing. I live in America, man. Even in Utah. When I moved to Utah, I believe that the rate of begging decreased. You know why? Because when you live in gone down state, you kind of realize that there are a lot of beggars, especially the blacks in this state are the ones that beg. So,
Are those blacks Africans? They can be in FBA. FBA does not beg like that.
Come on, man. In Utah, you find white people beg, but you don't see you don't see a lot of white people. I mean, these are veterans that have fought the war and they have come back and probably they are handicapped and they cannot have a low job. So so they stand on the street and beg. But in gone down city.
Wait, I don't want you to get distracted, but I'm pretty sure, like I'm seeing a lot of panhandlers, these drug addicts.
Bro, black people in general are known for begging.
They're not black. These are whites. I just don't want to go into the black and white thing. But
these are white. This is what I'm saying. Most of them, 99% of these white people are they are veterans. They fought the war. They come back. The government is giving them little something, but still, it's not enough for them to take care of their home. So most of them stand on the street, and then some that you will find probably homeless. But
Jude, let me ask you: would you sponsor somebody's? Like they call you sponsor their wedding. They said, "Hey, Jude, bro, you are in America. You gotta help me. I'm gonna marry this woman. I cannot afford it, so I want you to sponsor the wedding." What would you say to them?
Man, what you are saying, few weeks ago, I think that was 2 months ago, one of my guy in Cameroon, was celebrating. He told me in advance that, oh, my guy, there's I have my birthday that is coming up.
His birthday?
I want to throw a big party in my town, from the town that way. I say, man. He said, yeah. I say, he said he want to throw a big party. I say, wow, really? I said, that's good. Okay, let's hope for it. And then after a week, he called me back. He said, man, I'm looking up to you, man. I'm relying on you, man, for this party to go on.
Wait. This is a dude, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a grown dude.
He's a grown man, bro.
And he thinks it's okay.
Exactly.
For him to pick up the phone and call another dude to sponsor his birthday party.
Exactly.
Is this what I'm hearing?
So he says that exactly. So I just what I told him, I said, oh, okay, man, just let me know when that time comes, see what to do. And then he called me back the other day. I had to put him down and scold him. I said, man, look, I've been in this country for a while. The only time I celebrated my birthday, it has never happened, because I've been busy and I don't even know when my birthday is. I don't do things just to please people. Now you're a grown man, 29 years old. You need to start doing things that will please you, things that will build your future. I'm not gonna be sending you money for it, but I told him straight up, man. Look, Africans, they just believe that when you travel, or you have that money. So, and this is the mindset. You see, come on, bro. It's things that is gonna keep happening often and often. Like I said, the IQ is low. We are below the chart. We feel like we are so poor in such a way that things do not work for us. And the only way to solve it is to change. I don't know, man.
Is there hope? Is there hope?
No. There's no hope. Africa is doomed. That's why they call you a black continent. Oh, come on, man. You see a president like Ramaphosa, which you think could have a high IQ, but this is a guy that is an ambassador in front of this. See, like this other motivational speaker in Kenya, they call him Ruto. That just came up.
Ruto. Wait. So Ruto is just a motivational speaker.
Oh, come on, bro. This was the same guy that said when African presidents are invited in Europe, they should send a representative from the African Union to go and represent the whole African continent instead of all these presidents going down and sitting down and getting lectures from Europeans. Few days ago, Macron called them to come to Europe. He was the first to pick up his bag to go to Europe, and Nigerian president was there, the Cameroonian president, South Africa. That was where he made his speech. Come on, man. You call these presidents intelligent? These guys are just out to talk, but they don't do the walking, man.
But
they only do the talking.
They're coming from the society. So every society, like, is the root cause of it is, the nucleus. The people, like, they select, a society gets a leader that reflects them. So obviously, even the interaction in the society itself, like you got a 29-year-old trying to turn you into his sugar daddy. You see, a 29-year-old man. It's unbelievable.
It's a mindset. Look, even the infrastructures that Africa want to compete with. Do you know that most of the infrastructures constructed in Africa are constructed by Chinese and Europeans, and Africans will come to me and say, okay, we pay them. We paid you. The railway that was constructed from Nairobi to Mombasa was constructed by Chinese, and they have employed few Kenyans. Until today, Kenyans have not been able to even, trying to manipulate the train, because when it gets down, they have to call Chinese to come down and to come back and fix it. So when Chinese do not come, it stay for like 2 days, 3 days. People do not travel between Nairobi. Oh, come on, man. The mindset is low. We cannot bargain. We cannot stand one-on-one and debate with Europeans. Ramaphosa went and was talking about how the vaccine did not meet them in time. They were neglected, or they had to treat the Europeans first. Come on, bro. You should have produced your own.
Ramaphosa's country is rich.
Come on, that's what I'm saying. You should have produced your own vaccines instead of depending on. Come on, what kind of mindset are you talking? Your fellow countrymen in Madagascar. What's his name? The president did his own vaccine, and you guys refused to even take it into consideration. But you went ahead and started oh, come on, bro.
So Judah, what about he was saying they don't beg, but then they started talking about, like today they would say, inflation, food is expensive because Ukraine war. So why are Africans dependent on Ukraine and other places for food?
That dependability is
no, but it's food. What I'm saying, for food, they're begging for food too.
Exactly.
Do you think?
Few days ago,
why wouldn't they just cultivate the land?
Few days ago, Ramaphosa went to DRC Congo. I don't know if you saw that video. I mean, DRC Congo is bigger than Ukraine. DRC Congo is one of the richest countries. Like when it comes to, there is no desert in DRC Congo. Even Central African Republic has the biggest farmland, like in the whole Africa. We know desert. South Africa is soon running out of drought. Is soon taking over South Africa. Like the country is running dry, even water. is running dry in South Africa. This is the thing. Africans have not been able to ever solve a problem on the continent. I'm going to repeat. Africans have not been able to ever solve a problem on the continent. You go to countries like Central African Republic with vegetation, you could take out a land and cultivate grains that can feed the whole African for life. When I see Ethiopians starving, Somalians starving, all these things, man, and then you come around and say, but what are Africans really talking about? What problems have they solved? They always bring all this talking. How can a war in Ukraine affect you? It has not affected Switzerland. Switzerland people are living good. It has not affected people in Belgium. They are living their life. It has not affected people in, come on, man. And you are far away. And you are telling me Ukraine grains have affected South. Oh, boy, it makes no. See, man, after them, I'm gonna let it and let someone go ahead and talk. But I mean, every time people talk about blacks and African, it's just these are things that don't get stopped, man. You can get pissed off and commit suicide.
Hold on. Let me. I want you guys. Let me play this one real clip. I want to, take you guys' take on this before we leave here. Here, let me play part of this here. Let's listen.
The system is already working against you. How are you going to start not begging? Or how are you going to want better for yourself or do better for yourself and get out of this whole asking for something when the system itself is not in your favor? The system is not your favor.
What
the government is
system?
in a whole different thing. And by that, when we did economics, I did economics, and then there's like a whole topic about the country getting debt. So it's encouraged. The country is encouraged to get debt to facilitate what it wants to do. To building the infrastructure, the roads, the hospitals, and whatnot. Economically, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, economically, they say it's better to get the debt than to put the money yourself up front, because you get the debt and then you're stuck with them for a few years, and then you get these taxes and then try to pay back the debt. But then it's like an
terrible idea, but this is the thought process,
an ongoing cycle that never ends. Yeah. But that's how the guys in economics see it. Like you have to get into debt for you to build the country that you're in.
Nice.
And we'll get to Dr. Julie. But yeah, I do. On this one, I'm going.
Okay. Why does Mali have to borrow?
All right. So, what do you guys think about that?
What is the system, Afridemos? When they talk of the system, which system are they referring to?
The way the government is ran, the system in Uganda.
Oh, I thought they're talking about the white man system, because I was talking to this guy from South Africa, Lozi. He keeps talking about the system. There's nothing as a system. You guys have to take out that mentality and fight for your country and take it over, instead of saying there is this system that says, oh, we should do this, or we cannot do. Oh, come on, bro. I mean, it makes no sense, I'm just gonna let it there. And like I said, it's a disgrace to be African, like Chaotic Troop said. We have the lowest mindset. Our mindset is even lower than an animal. We cannot do things on our own. We have to beg for them to come and help us develop, which is a problem, because the Southeast Asians have passed Africans ever since. Even Latin America, Brazil, Uruguay, all these countries, they are in a different level. It's only African continent that is still behind, but they will tell you about, we gain independence. But 60 years ago is a long time to gain independence.
But whose fault is that?
They say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. African countries have passed 60 years old as independence, so they will continue to be fool forever. If you cannot, get up and do things right, it means you will remain a fool, and that's just it. We have become.
Okay, let me hold on. Allow Ola. Ola wanted to respond, then we'll come to Chaotic. Go ahead, Ola.
Okay, Judah.
Can you come close to your mic?
You hear me, right? Look,
yes,
Afrodamos, let me just tell you the truth. You see, when Africa go to overseas, they want to speak like the white man. Have you ever seen with India, when India speak like where it's coming from. Identity is very, very important. An African man will move now from Africa to even to England, will be speaking like British. You know what I'm saying? Indian man will still have that his own accent. So what I'm saying is this: the mindset of an African. When I mean Africa, I'm generalizing it. The Nigerian ones have notoriously corrupt. You understand me? They're just the Nigerian aspect of it.
Yeah.
We have all the oils, we have everything, but our leaders are not really taking good about how to fix that country. You understand me? They're just thinking about to go and buy mighty mansions of about 10 million pounds, 20 million pounds in Piccadilly, in London. You understand me? Their children, they're out there. They just arrest one of those senators who spent 24 years in the Senate, could not even build a better hospital in his own state or his own village in Anambra. You understand me? So the same thing go with you see that girl that is speaking there. Let me just tell you one thing about these black people. That's why I don't mess with them. That's why I don't say I'm B12, B6, or whatever it is. These are nonsense. These are nonsense. If you check the way a typical black people think, both the men and the women, they only think about now, what they can get now. They don't think about, okay, what would I do that will bring things in that I will eat with, then somebody else will inherit it and also be enjoying it. You understand me? Which black business do you think they have board of governors that after these men they are gone, that the business will still be running? Henneke, I'm in Holland now. I'm in Holland. Henneke is gone. Henneke only have one daughter from I think from a South American lady. Henneke company is still running. It's the richest man of this country. You know what I'm saying? The richest man of this country. The man at that time, the daughters now, I think, is not the richest, but the company is still running. So all these African people who want to pretend that they come to TV and drink wine, and they want to be like what they think. Look, man, I eat pasta, man. Look, with the white sauce. You understand?
Thank you.
You
Thank you,
understand me?
kiddo. Thank you.
So I know the way these people operate in their mind. That's why I
Yeah.
said, I'm telling you, there's no black woman that will ever be with you when you broke, you poor, and want to build you up. But these white people here, man, come and see the way they ride the bicycle. Some of them have a lot of money in their bank. They're living well. They'll go on dates on the bicycle. In America, they'll be thinking about what kind of whip do you ride? What's your rims? You understand me? But here, they ride bicycle to dates. You understand? They ride bicycle to different places. These people, they will mold you and make you with your own brain, you become a multi-millionaire by yourself. There's just the way the man is, just the way the women is. You can only use money to entice a black woman. He will run after you. But these people, they are living the life, my brother, but they're not saying it.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Kidola. Let's bring in Chaotic. Chaotic, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me,
Chaotic.
sir?
Yes, Chaotic. Are Africans international and institutional beggars?
Aphrodite, I would love to answer your question. Hopefully, nobody will cut me off.
No, please, guys, do not. We allow people to speak. If you cut him off, I'll put you in the back. Go ahead, Chaotic.
The answer is yes. The African is the biggest beggar on the planet. Now, what are the evidence of this? Well, the evidence is foreign aid. All of the sub-Saharan African countries, the countries of the Negro, and I'm assuming we're talking about the Black Negroes,
Yeah,
love taking foreign aid.
free money.
The Negro, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
You say free money.
Yes, free money. The Negro right now is begging the Chinese to develop their own, to develop the countries. The Negro begs the white man for jobs. He begs the white man for citizenship in their Western countries. Well, what is the evidence of that? Chaotic. Well, all you got to do is look at America. Look at how many Nigerians, Ghanaians, Liberians, look at how many Africans have immigrated to this country. Look at UK. Look at how many island blacks. Look at how many West Africans have immigrated there. Begging the white man for his resources. Begging the white man for his development. Begging the white man for his currency.
Yeah, but Chaotic, also when you enter there in Africa itself, even in the culture there, the people, did you hear how they beg? People beg each other. They run around begging.
Yeah, I just literally came into the stream, so I didn't hear that part. But yeah, even that, it's in our nature to beg.
That's what Kidola said.
Yeah, it's in our nature, and until we eliminate this from our nature, we are always going to be reliant on each other because we don't want to do for self at a global scale, at a grand scale. So yes, to answer your question, yes, the African is a
Hold,
beggar.
hold on, let me address this. What Visionary of Love said back now, but actually, most of the YouTubers are begging too. Also, Black Americans. YouTube, but if the person is bringing
Can I
value
answer?
to you, go ahead.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
See, the person in the chat who said that is an idiot. The white man, he has commercial after commercial after commercial. He has movies, he has TV shows that all produce content, and we all give them money. Now, when
That's right.
Black content creators, such as yourself, such as myself, Kevin Samuels, etc., when we provide content, because we're not asking people to watch our stuff, when we're providing entertainment, edutainment,
That's right.
so we're providing a service for people, and then when we put our cash apps up, all of a sudden they say we're begging. No, we are working. We are providing a service because you love listening to us while you are at work, while you're doing some sort of task, etc. Just like how we used to listen to Howard Stern, just like how we used to listen to radio back in the day and give them money. Well, I don't directly give Howard Stern money. Yes, you do, because Howard Stern has commercials, and
That's right.
subconsciously you go to the stores and you buy products that you hear from those commercials. Thus, the same thing is happening here. So I don't listen to these people in the chat anymore.
Oh yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
and also like the beggars we're talking about. You got a grown man coming to you talking to, man, can I hold 100? Like what
See,
have
now
you
that's
done?
bad.
That's begging. Like, but if the person is on YouTube, they're just like you said, they're entertaining you, they're bringing you information. That's not begging
Yes, sir.
because you're bringing
That's the
value.
difference. Yes, that's the difference.
Yes.
So yes, so answer your question, Aphrodite, yes, we are beggars as a collective. Yes.
Wow. You know,
Go ahead.
because from the King Kanda channel, this brother here is bringing facts. He was, I mean, he's a Ugandan American, but he lives in Uganda now. He was born and raised here in America. So
Yes, sir.
he's like, yeah, they are beggars. That's him right here. Let's hear.
But there's like another where it's just like they provide you with a problem to solve.
That is still begging. You know, begging comes in different forms.
I can't believe.
So they're explaining the different tactics of African begging here. They're giving you game.
Check myself and my wallet because everyone is just coming at me wanting a piece of what I have to offer. Please.
When I moved to Kampala streets and I met the Slay Queens, I knew it was time to hold my wallet because
they were begging.
Because they were begging.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But wait, do they beg or they say, Brian, I need this amount of money, or do they?
That is begging. I tell you what.
Oh, okay, that's begging. But there's like another thing that they do where it's just like they provide you with a problem to solve.
That is still begging. You know, begging comes in different forms.
Look at me like I can't believe. Like, why does she get the shit she says?
Exactly. So this is another thing. Like what they are saying is true. If you live here in America, like myself, you talk to somebody in Africa. This is how they low key beg you. They would give you quote unquote claiming they're giving you a problem to solve. Why can't you solve your own problem?
Yeah.
You see, so that's another tactic. How they Somali Bantu. What do you want to add on to what we're saying here? And also, Kerik, here too in America, the blacks do GoFundMe quite a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of GoFundMe scams in America, particularly amongst the African American community. We just recently went through one with John Amos. Are you guys familiar with him?
Which John Amos? Is it the actor?
John Amos, the actor. We just went through a begging scam with his family. His daughter. Yeah, his daughter set up an account saying that he was suffering through elder abuse. And comes to find out that was a complete lie. Even he came out and said, hey, she's lying. and her goal was to get $500,000.
Wow.
But yeah, and so when people found out, she eliminated the GoFundMe page, and they had collected maybe about 3,000-4,000, not a lot. But yeah, that's another scamming tactic. But
Wow.
but she is half white, so I don't want to. Yeah.
So you don't want to abuse the other half.
I don't want to just say partially that was just black right there. I just want to say that was half and half. But yeah.
About the begging, right? About the begging. I'm gonna play this one more time from Farrakhan, and then we'll do closing statements. I want you to, hear your take on what Farrakhan said here.
Okay.
You are muzzled. I'm not. I'm a free black man. And I didn't come here looking for a handout. And I really don't think you need one. Your problem is that you think you need a handout. Everything you need is right under your foot, but you looking everywhere else for help instead of to yourself and what you can produce for yourself. This is Africa's dilemma. You are parading yourself before the world as international beggars.
All right, folks. Chaotic, are you there? Unmute yourself. So, Kidola, can you guys hear me?
Oh yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Judah, hold on. Chaotic, are you there?
Yes, we can hear you, man.
Okay. Judah, what do you think about what Chaotic said? He said, international Africans have paraded themselves as international beggars. What do you think about that statement?
I align with Chaotic, man. I align with him.
No, with Farrakhan too.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's a sick man. It's an African. It's a black Sikh. It's an African Sikh. It's something that is never gonna be cured.
Okay. So is there any solution?
Oh man, there's no. The solution is it's not gonna happen overnight. The solution is the countries that we come from has to better themselves in terms of how they live. You have to increase. Food productivity. Industrialization.
But how can that happen? But the people have to be engaged, though. Because.
Bro, it's a curse, man. I'm not gonna tell you there's a solution. A solution is a gradual process. It's not something that is gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take decades, to change that mindset. But it's not gonna happen overnight. So we just gonna be in the stage where it is right now, and that's just it. That's why there's gonna be a big gap even between the poor and the rich, because we cannot solve a problem in Africa. Even if I give the solutions here, it's never going to be implemented in all these African countries.
No, even it doesn't have to be from you, but maybe you never know who's listening.
I mean, but there's no way, man. What the Europeans did, let me tell you what Chinese did. Chinese realized that for them to build China, we have to take out the beggars into another planet. They clean out all the beggars on the street and put them into an underground bunker and lock down.
Wait. Isn't that a bit extreme?
Oh no, it's not extreme.
You put them in a bunker to do what?
Just forget about them. Like if I was an African president, like take out all these people, even all these guys that are not working, handicap and all these people, just close them out. And Africans, the black people on the street should be people that are working, have a mindset, have an IQ that is higher. Because if you have people with lower IQ, they will infect the people with higher IQ. So the ones with higher IQ cannot do stuff. That's why you see these presidents that you elect, you think they have higher IQ. But when they mingle around with people in that country with low IQ, they cannot do anything.
So you're saying create the beggar bunker?
Create an underground bunker. Put these people in handicap, people with lower IQ, beggars. All these people should be ranked up and forget about and throw the key somewhere. And the people that are in that country should be people that have a mindset, low, an IQ that is the same for everybody, And at that point in time, no child should be left behind. Everybody is moving on. There is no gap between the rich and the poor. No gap is the poor should close out the gap with the rich. Like Chidola was saying, there is no difference between the person that have worked in an oil field for 20 years in Holland and a person that is taking food stamp. Is the gap is closer. So that's what you have to do. Clean out the beggars that cannot work, handicap. All these people should be locked up and clean out. The ones that
But what about the ones? Because there are many who are not even handicapped. They beg too.
But they are
What do you do with? Yes. What do you do with them?
But that's why I say they have nothing to offer. Instead, the government will keep spending on them.
So they go to. So if you put them in the bunker, you would have to feed them.
No, you don't feed them, bro. Let them starve to death. Just forget about them. That's what Chinese did to clean out the system. And the people that were left in China are the people that know that, oh, we have to work to develop this country.
Okay, hold on. Let me shout out Supergirl. Supergirl, thank you for the super chat. Supergirl said, please support the Afridamus Cash App. $sign Soninke Warrior. Yes, go and hit that Cash App, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, content creators. Thank you very much, Supergirl, for doing such a wonderful job. Okay, Judah, continue.
One of my friends lives in Shanghai in China. He's a teacher. He told me there is no beggar on the street because Chinese saw this years back,
Because the Chinese have quick justice, huh?
Oh man, quick job, they clean them out. Beggars, like everybody that is living in China has to be on his working. That work is important. You have to. No, you are not just gonna sit around like that. You have, if not, send out. That's it. But Africans will say, oh no, we cannot do this. Oh God, oh religion. They bring religion into forehead. They bring this. Come on, bro. Things have to happen for things to change. This mindset will never develop Africa if these things does not change. And then your country is gonna be, there's a big gap. Your countries will be like India, where the population is increasing, nothing is happening. And that's the problem.
Judah, don't you think maybe trying out maybe creating jobs for them?
Oh no. Indians that have a better IQ, a higher IQ, higher a little bit than Africans. They have not been able to create jobs for their own people. And then you are talking about Africans that have a mindset, an IQ of 36, lower than that of a lizard.
Okay, let me, Somali Bantu, what do you think about what Judah is saying?
Oh, come on, man.
Somali Bantu, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. What do you think about Judah's solution?
Okay, so Judah speaks my language. In fact, that's exactly what I would do, in my opinion, as well.
The same solution?
Yeah, it's the same.
In a way, because in the animal kingdom they get rid of their weak. So humans are the ones that take care of their weak. But go ahead.
Yeah, because this is legally what it's called eugenics. This is what it's called, the term for what Judah is talking about.
Yeah, can you get closer to your mic so they can hear you?
I said what Judah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said what Judah is saying is eugenics. You know what eugenics is, Afridamus?
I am aware.
Yes, so it's basically create that that race, that master race, So you basically get rid of the weak, you basically all that stuff. But that there it can be practiced, but not in a radical way. You can differentiate, because we got a tribal system in Africa. You get me? The way I would do it, I'd see what every tribe is good at, because each tribe in each country has been doing a certain job for thousands of years or whatever. So you look at what they're good at and understand. So you make a little system based on that.
You see an African on the panel saying in the United Nations, it says crime against humanity. These are the mindset about Africans. Low IQ. They forget that Europeans have done this way back. That's why European is developed. All these wars that was happening in Europe, it wasn't a war that they were fighting. No, it was a war to clean out the beggars and the poor. They say white man comes to you and tell you cutting down your trees in Africa is deforestation, but they have cut down their whole trees in America, develop, and see, come on, Afridemos. That's what I tell you. These people, man,
Yeah, Judy. One sec. Also, you have people in, let's say, in Ethiopia. They wear plates on their lips. Those people there, they shouldn't be that should get eradicated. No,
Exactly.
Wait.
don't
You
wear
said
clothes.
no. Those are
Exactly.
hold on. Those are Chaotic's favorite tribe. Chaotic, are you there?
Those people are
Chaotic,
detriment to
Chaotic.
Africa.
He wants the tribe with the plates to be removed.
Those people
What are
are
you
the more
thinking about
important in the
these two
society.
eugenist people here?
Yeah, to answer your question, that tribe, I forget the name of them. They're very small, but we need to eliminate everything primitive.
Those tribes are the
That's
Wanga tribes in Kenya and Ethiopia.
Yeah,
okay.
they don't wear clothes. The tribes that don't wear clothes, they need to get
Yeah,
eradicated.
But
How?
yeah.
why?
In the 21st century.
Because they're
Why are they not
primitive,
wearing clothes in the
Afrikaners.
21st century? They bring Afrikaners. You know what's crazy? You bring them clothes and they say, no, you're trying to take away my culture. What do you mean? I'm giving you clothes. I'm not taking away your culture. I'm bringing you, innovation. So they don't want it. So those type of tribes, they should get eradicated. They should be in that system.
I
Well,
agree.
Chaotic loves that the tribe with the plate. But go ahead, Chaotic.
Well, no, I agree, and it's funny because this is one of a few times where we all agree. And I agree, those tribes keep us back as a people. And there's other primitive aspects of culture that need to be eliminated as well. I would even say in America, instead of the plates in the lips, the sagging of the pants are the equivalent of the plates in the lips. Because when you sag the pants, you are sending a statement saying, I don't want to evolve. I don't want to go to the next level of civilization. I want to remain an ignorant nigga by sagging my pants and being lazy and smoking weed. That's what you're really saying when you're sagging your pants. Fortune 500 CEOs don't sag their pants. Other business owners don't sag their pants. Criminals sag their pants. People who are disruptive to the government to order sag their pants. So just like the sagging of the pants is disruptive, the plates in the lips is disruptive for progression.
So,
Go ahead.
Chaotic, so what do you think about what Judah said? IAS Production, thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Guys, please hit the like or the super chat. Judah is suggesting that, he's tired of too many low IQ people in Africa. He's saying build underground bunker. It would be called the beggar bunker or whatever. He's saying that's the way to clean up, to let a lot more smarter people run Africa.
To be honest with you, the white man was more brutal. He went throughout Europe killing the inferior whites, and that's something that I would never want to do. Call me soft, but even subjugating them, that's essentially what Judah is saying. He's talking about subjugating, basically, building something for them, just keeping them. It's a tough question and it's a tough answer, right? My answer is this. Just let them die off. Let the primitive people die off, because eventually they will.
No, but they're producing, though. They're producing. They are making. No, see, they are the ones making more babies. They are making more babies.
The women with plates in their lip aren't out producing, or they're not out birthing.
No, he's talking about the beggars in who are modernized.
Afridamus, one Maasai man has 50 kids.
No,
what?
One.
Yeah.
Wait.
One Maasai man has 50 kids.
I mean, Chaotic, what is to stop them? What, you think they're worried about child support court?
Well, no, it doesn't exist over here.
Yeah. They can make as much babies as they want.
I don't know. This is going to be the first time where I really can't answer the question. I just don't believe in subjugating people either, like forced subjugation. I believe.
I said give them even the beggars, give them opportunity, like create something, right?
Yeah,
just maybe seek their talent. You never know what they got inside.
Tell you this. Do you guys know who Jerry Rollins is of Ghana?
Yes.
He's the former. Okay. When Jerry Rollins took over as president in the 70s, he forced the people to stop cooking on the ground, because a lot of the people were still cooking on the ground, and he forced them to stop. He said,
he also cleaned the system as well. Don't forget, he cleaned out the people that were corrupt, cleaned them out, and that is how Ghana moved up. And this is the same mentality this is the same mentality that I'm talking about. There's no way a country can develop without you cleaning out the system. You have to clean the people that are a hindrance to development, the people that are just begging, they don't want to work, the people that just sit at home, the people that impregnate women and cannot take care. These are you clean them out, man. That's what
You
has
see,
to happen. If
Jude would
not,
have lived
then
a good
Africa
life
will become a
if Hitler
dumping ground.
won the World War.
Yeah.
Jude, you would have lived a good life if Hitler won the World War.
Exactly.
Hold on, let me read this from Bob. Bob, thank you for the super chat. Bob said, "Chaotic wants to give the order, but do not want to do the work." Yeah, Chaotic doesn't. He said he don't want to do it.
Listen. Believe it or not, guys, like all the things that I say, it may come off like I'm a Hitler, but I'm really soft, right? Like in terms of, I just don't believe in force subjugation. I don't believe in forcing people to do anything. It's just like with eugenics, right? I am all about eugenics, but I don't believe in forcing eugenics on women. But I will say this: don't breed with dumb people. But people will call me soft or moderate for that because some people will just force people. Like China forced families not to have multiple births back in the day.
Right.
Because they forced you either with imprisonment, heavy fines, or maybe even death. So, I don't know, man. I mean, you have people like Mao Zedong, or you have people like me. It's like, all right, guys, don't have multiple kids. Because if you do, it's going to hinder us on society. But see, if you're nice like that, people are going to continue to do it. So I don't know, man. Maybe Bob is right. Maybe I don't want to do the work.
Chaotic, you notice something like with Jerry Rawlings, right? Cleaning up Ghana. He's a mix. He's biracial. Do you think more biracial should rule over these countries and maybe?
Yeah, I'll give
Because
you a
maybe they're what you think their white side, like Jerry Rawlings, the white side helped to enlighten.
I'll give you a perfect example of a modern day Jerry Rollins. In was El Salvador. I think it's El Salvador. You have
the guy that cleaning up the place. Yeah.
Yeah, you have President Bukele. But President Bukele, he speaks the language, he speaks Spanish, but his father and mother are Lebanese. And Lebanese are essentially just white people.
Right.
They're white Christians, or sometimes people consider them Arab, but Arabs are really white. But he's really white. And maybe his whiteness, maybe him being white and being a genetic white, he's looking at these people like they're primitive. And he said, listen, we're going to force you to stop all this gang shit. And he did. He's forcing those people. He's imprisoning those people. If you're in MS-13 and you're doing gangs and all that shit, because he wants the society to develop, and which it has since he's been president. Murders have decreased by 50%. More tourism is there now, and you really got to say, because he forced the people to stop doing that dumb primitive shit.
Another case in point is this guy in Botswana.
Can I add something on to that?
They add mixture. The former president of Botswana add mixture in him as well. I think his parents are white. One of his parents was white. He was the one that transformed Botswana into what it is today. That tells you that blacks, full percent blacks cannot handle their own. You saw what happened in South Africa when the white government left. These blacks president have not even been, apart from Nelson Mandela. These guys, I mean, Nelson Mandela was also a low IQ, so I mean the white was.
You think so, Judah?
The white people were the one that let me finish. The white people were the one that uplift him up. So I'm not gonna say of course he was low IQ when it comes to an African environment, the white people. But this is the thing, the blacks have not been able to transform South Africa. They still, they are still using what the Europeans left, or what the Europeans. Come on, bro. Look, like I said, if Black Americans was a country on their own, they will also have the same problem of black problem, and that's a fact. It's just we don't know how to take care of problems. We are doomed, and that's just a fact.
So, go ahead, Somali Bantu.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why. Yeah, I believe also with Africans, democracy, like the system we're using now, where people rule, would never work. Africa, throughout all of our history.
Can you speak into the mic?
We've had. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so through all of Africa's history, every nation, everyone, they've had one leader, like a military, like a dictator type leader. That's the only way Africans, can actually, listen to people, So if we have one leader, every country gets like a dictator type leader that don't play about, then that country is gonna get development by force, So
Huh.
No, man. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you, go ahead, Ola.
For example, see the best thing for those that don't have a job, you create a park. You allow them to build a park. You see, people build Central Park in New York, right? So
Right.
what you have to do, you create a job for these people. You allow them to build a luxurious park whereby you can come and hang out, eat, do picnic and those things there. Then you start using this sport to also build like government buildings. You understand? What mean government buildings?
But you think they would want to do it? Because Kirola,
Eh,
some of these people, if you offer them job, they would say, "Oh, you are wicked for even offering them jobs."
yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, because their mentality. Look, black man only take what we eat at this moment. It doesn't. Apart from this moment, that moment. Look, if you black people always think about now, not about tomorrow. You understand me? Not about tomorrow. Look, my wife have a plan. That see, that's what I said. The white sauce is far more better. My wife have a
The
plan for
white
about
sauce.
white sauce is better, man. My wife have a plan for 1 year, a year. You understand me? I start studying them. I start studying them.
Yeah.
Why are they like this? Until when I came to their country and I realized these people think collectively, not about um, me. I have to live with a very big mansion. Me and me and me and me.
Oh,
A total
sorry,
different.
Kidola. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, they have a total world
Hold
called.
on, Chaotic. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Too
Okay.
much noise. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
they have what we call living together without no me disturbing you. That means the living together is very important as a concept. But don't use your own living together to come and disturb me. What mean? Let's live and let's live. So they will create a way for you to live your life happily. They will give you some assistance, but they will also look for jobs for you also. You understand me? So that assistance, you're not going to be in that assistance for 3 months or 4 months. No, no, no. Except you are handicapped. And that handicap, they don't joke with it. They will really take care of you. So 3 months, they will look for a job for you. And
But
you
Kidola, what do you think about what Judah is saying? He said, create an underground bunker, and you don't want to
no,
work, you
no,
want to
no,
beg, you go in there.
no, that is just no, that is not good. You just allow them build a park and use them, pay them, let them be building government buildings, let them
Oh,
be
look at
constructing.
like this park that Chaotic is in.
This kind of thing I'm talking about.
But
Let
do you
them be
think that Africans have what it takes to build that?
You
They
can
don't
see
have
that.
an IQ to build a
Hold,
park, man. You
hold
are
on,
instead
do
spending
that,
money on them to,
do that,
these
do that,
people, at the end of the day, they are of no good to the society.
do
Building,
that.
come on, man.
These are government. These are public grants. You understand me? Africa have a lot of land to create this place whereby people can come and have a
But
recreation and
Kidola,
those things.
Kidola, that would be hard because, for example, right? Visionary of Love wrote this at a timely manner. He said, a lot of African family members expect the ones who hustle to help them constantly because, quote unquote, God bless them with money, but God bless his work. See, that's the mindset. They don't believe that God bless his work. They think the money you have, you just have it without, doing any work. So, Kido, if they don't believe in work, they're not going to build a park.
See, Afrodamus. See, there. Look, when the white men came to Africa, what did they do first? Some of this park in Africa these are parks that be created by these white people. There's a park in Nigeria. If you go to Enugu, they have also a beautiful park there. They call it government reserve council territories. Yeah, if you go to those parks are still very beautiful, beautiful park. You see, they use Africans to create. They come with the ideas, but they use Africa to create it. So what I'm trying to say is this: you can also use the same idea to create jobs
Right.
for these jobless people. That you made them construct road. You understand me? All these road that in our villages, all these road that's in our cities that the pavement is not good at all. use that to create a better pavement. You start paying them. Then you see that the same thing this white people did also. This white people did the same thing to their own people. Way back. You understand me? Way back. They were not just like this. You understand me? But they were like this anyway to build something. But the problem with an African person is thinking about what he can gain now, not what we will gain maybe 5 years from now or 10 years from now. You just think about now, this moment, this minute. So that's the problem we have. Our leaders also are like that also, because these leaders were elected to power. Look at Nigeria now. The person that didn't win the election just hijacked power. You know why? Because the people that give that man that power, they don't want the guy, person like Peter Obi, that will come and probe them later, that believe on the rule of law, that will come and probe them. No, they don't want such a guy, because that guy will put them in jail. So they give to the notorious corrupt human being the power. You understand me? So that's the way African people think. The African people only think about this moment, something that will guide them or benefit them. That's what I say. Lie. Look, after that moment, they say lie does not last forever. You understand me? Lies. If you lie now, you think, oh, that lie cover you. That lie never really cover you. That lie will
That's
just bust
true.
out one day. Truth stay more longer than any other things. So that's what I'm saying. Our leaders are the problem. See, African leader would prefer to go and build a mansion. He want to be the king of all king. Then we think, okay, they say there's a house in Beverly Hills, and I want to live in Beverly Hills. They will be boasting in their living room in that big. I say, hey, my man, I have a house in Beverly Hills. I also have a house in London. I also have a house in Switzerland. As a yardstick, as like is something. You understand me? Like if they eat with it, they will be showing you video where they were eating and all these kind of fancy restaurants and all these things. But the white man does not live like that. You understand me? The white man don't look. That's what I say. The slave trade did benefit Africans. Rather they use the free look. If you think the Hennessy they were giving, the cognac they were giving to the black man was real one, was the one they mixed with water and start giving these people to start drinking. Then they give them umbrella. Can sick umbrella hold a rain? No. Can sick umbrella even hold the sun? No. So we only think about now, but check what white men did with all these things. They built universities in London, in Holland, in France, and everywhere. That the government up to today, museums that still enjoying up to today. So we have to create jobs for this what we they call beggars, and let them create this fancy way of life that their children will benefit from. You understand me? After that, look, in this country, Holland, it's a water ground. You understand me? This place it's all water. But if you see the beautiful canals these people create in this country, my man, the beautiful canal, you see boat, boat move. It's summer here now. You see the boat, you see the boat in that water, beautiful boat. Everything is in order. You understand me? When these girls are going on a date, I was surprised. Not even a car, bicycle bicycle, bicycle. They just ride their bicycle and they just go on a date. They just go eat something. My wife even have a bicycle here. I was surprised. We said, okay, let me pick my bicycle. You have a bicycle? Say yes. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the
It's
things.
very interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's a total different place. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
total different. Forget
Yeah.
about but the black man want that Mercedes Benz S600. The black man cannot even produce Mercedes Benz. You see,
It's in,
yeah, it's not the car you drive they respect you. It's what you can create for the people, what you can create for the society. The prime minister of this country, he walk with leg every time to his own job. No siren like African leaders who have 30 cars on the road, or 100 cars or 200 cars. Yet the man ride the bicycle to his job. Thank you, bro.
all right. Let's bring in Nat Turner. Nat Turner, welcome to the Afridamus Report. Nat Turner, you are Africans international beggars.
You're underdeveloped. You need resources. You need money. You're underdeveloped, so you can't get the money.
But they have the resources, though.
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing if you can't get it, if you can't exploit it. That's what the money is. The money is exploiting it. Everything in the world since the Earth existed survived off the planet. Food, shelter, everything. It's no different today than it is then. If you're not able to get it, you don't have the technology, you don't have the geologists and all that to do it. That's what that's what third world means. You are
And
dealing with first world countries. You are dealing with first world people. You cannot compete. They got
so what do you
that.
think about what Judah said about, getting rid of the beggars and putting all of them in like a big, huge bunker, and whoever don't want to work? He said that would improve Africa.
That's what Hitler made a mistake. What a lot of countries tried to do is enslave people because they knew America. That's how they got rich. So Hitler tried it. He used America as a model, but you can't use it. But the problem with it is everybody trying to copy America, but you are not America. You have a bigger population. You don't have the technology, so you can't be America. You're trying to be America overnight. America became America over centuries. It took centuries to build that
It's over
technology.
200 years. Oh, yep.
More than that. More than that. More than that. So what it is that you're just undeveloped. You ain't going to, there's no solution.
But whose fault is that though? The people have to do something.
Yeah, what they trying to do, they think that they're going to go get an education, learn technology. Let me tell you something about technology. You'll never catch America. You'll never catch China. You'll never catch Russia. Because most of this stuff they don't even put out there. They got technology out there that you won't even know to exist in like 20 years from now. You cannot compete.
Well, maybe you're right. With the begging, I agree. But let's bring in Dart also. Let's hear what Dart says. Dart, are you there? Dart, unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me, Afrodamus? And all that.
Yes, Dart, question. Dart, are Africans professional beggars?
African professional beggars. Africans necessarily in the individual sense are not professional beggars, but the leadership you have now is our beggars.
So you don't think so when you go to African countries, you don't see individuals begging?
There's a root to that. There's a root to
No.
that.
I'm not asking about the root. I'm saying
I see beggars
because these leaders did not come from space. They come from that societies, right? They're representing that society. So the begging must have been normal in that society. So are you trying to say it's only the leaders begging, the regular Africans don't beg?
Well, you can look at it in a certain way. There is when people exist in a state of chaos and all that stuff.
No, I'm not asking about the reason. I'm asking about the, if like what is happening.
So you want you don't want a reason. You don't want to hear the reason, but you want to know what's happening. Okay, so our leadership does represent beggarship, but not all Africans are like that. We're not all like that. We're all independent-minded. Afrodamus,
right.
Are you a beggar yourself? Are you a beggar? Would you say you're a beggar?
Well, again, you're making this. I don't know, like like you can't, because if you want to make it,
Africans are not beggars.
So you're saying they are not, but we have several people agree here that we've given example upon example. Let me
to be beggars.
Here. Let me let you hear this, Dart. Let's hear what Farrakhan said. Hear this.
You gave civilization to the world. You're proud of yourself before the world as international beggars when you gave civilization to the world. Your problem is not America. Your problem is not Israel. Your problem is not Britain. Your problem is your disunity and your...
So he's on point about, and even Ghana's president say Africans stop begging. We listened to the podcast. So you are saying Africans are not beggars. Judah, what do you think about what Dart is saying?
What I'm saying is there's always a reason to why things are
wait.
and things are
I
not
get
just
that.
blanket.
Okay, hold on. Judah, are you there?
Yeah.
Judah, what do you think of Dart? Dart said Africans don't beg. What do you think about Is this guy in denial?
Man, man, you got a delusional guy on the panel. A guy that always want to sugarcoat things. To make himself looks better. From where he's from, man. Come on. Look, African Americans, and even Akati was talking about roaming down the street in the Gambia, and little girls were on the street begging. Hey, come on, man. It's happening all over. See, I don't come here and sugarcoat things, man. Look, this is a disease that needs to be cured. If not, the mentality like this guy,
Jude, my friend, there's something about acknowledging the truth. I don't deny there is some level of beggarship. There about acknowledging.
That
hold on.
Why do you think that is?
Hold on. There's always acknowledging that, but we can always delve deeper. We can always delve deeper as to why that is.
Okay, why is it? Tell us why.
Because we exist in a state of chaos, and unfortunately, some of us have been indoctrinated into believing begging is a part of life. Begging is necessary in life. Begging and being slaves are necessary
we
part
just said
of
all
life.
that. Of course, it's in our DNA to beg. That's the thing that we have said.
Not DNA. We have been indoctrinated to.
By who? Who indoctrinated Africa?
There's certain religions that accept beggarship in Africa. No, when you look at
like, give examples of religions that accept begging.
Afrodamus, you have seen in where slavery still persists in Africa, or that kind of begging culture still persists in Africa. You have seen it with your own eyes. Why is that? There are certain religions that actually make this like this is a norm of life. That's how human beings should be.
Which religion are you saying? Islam?
I'm not not saying.
Hold on. Let me read it.
Intelligent enough. You're intelligent enough.
Let me that. If you're gonna be scared of speaking truth, like why even bring it up? Yeah, let's see. Janet. Yeah, Janet said the begging thing is mostly in some West African countries and East African countries. Southern African countries do beg, but it's not widespread. Like West and East.
Begging is begging. What the heck is not widespread? Begging is begging. Even in South Africa, Go Black was talking about being in South Africa, and he went to Soweto, and people were telling him how they don't have job. They are begging for this. What the heck? Look, man, this is the thing about Africans. They believe that when there's a little stepped up, they are good. And this is the thing. The IQ, like I said, raised from 36
IQ,
this is the thing.
Hold on, don't interrupt him.
When you have the same people in bracket together, even if you are 30 above them, still you are in the same bracket. Nothing is good. I mean, you can call yourself, oh, I'm better, I'm South African, I'm better than West Africa. Come on, but you are still in the same bracket. Nothing is good in your place. So stop talking about, oh, it's not. Oh, come on.
So Judah, is it fair to say Europeans are thieves and Africans are beggars?
Of course. I mean, no, I wouldn't call Europeans thieves. I would call Europeans using their high IQ superiority to take over Africans' mindset.
So they are putting. Wait. So they are putting their IQ to good use.
Apidemus, let me ask you a question. If you have things in your house, television, everything, and you open your door, and somebody comes into your house and take out what you have, are you gonna blame the thief, or are you gonna blame yourself for opening your door? And who are you gonna blame? You're gonna blame yourself. You're not gonna blame the person that came in and took it. Right. That's what Africans are doing. They open their door in. These people come in. They take what they have to take. Chinese comes in and take theirs. Everybody comes in. They want to blame. Come on, man, blame yourself for opening your door in and letting people come to your house.
Let me ask a question: is it better to be a thief or a beggar, Jude? Is it better to be a thief or a beggar?
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened. Now, Turner, tell them. Come on, this guy.
Well, now, Turner, what happened? Go ahead, now, Turner.
What happened is they don't have the technology. They are leaders. They don't have the technology. They ain't getting it from the people because you're third world. So they have to go on the outside.
But how did we become third world, though?
Well, third world is bad business, and y'all not good on business.
Exactly. You cannot metamorphose. You cannot produce. You cannot do anything for yourself. That's why even the Southeast Asian countries have moved forward than you guys. And come on,
y'all just horrible on business. so you ain't gonna get nothing. They can invest in Africa, but not y'all. With all y'all leaders leaving with all them starving people, it's not a good. Is it good invest in Africa? The minerals, but not good investment in y'all. Y'all is bad. If you got a guy that 20 people running and they always way last, why would you put money on them?
Even
I mean, you know, people not stupid. You're bad for business. You're
exactly.
bad.
Even when I saw,
That's why y'all hand it over to somebody else to handle it. Y'all not able to. That's what third world means. And y'all gonna continue to be third world because all your best people's running out.
exactly. There you go.
They running away.
There
They
you go.
gave up on Africa. The only ones that's hanging is the ones that's trying to make something out of nothing.
And
Something
cannot
don't come out
travel.
of nothing.
This one.
Something
Exactly.
don't
Look,
come out of nothing.
this is the thing. I was talking to this Burkina Faso guy. Say,
Y'all
oh,
on the same
our
footing
country
as
is.
a first world country. Y'all not
Yeah,
on the same footing.
One at a time.
yeah, this guy was saying, "Oh, Burkina Faso is standing against France." Oh, we are. I was like, "Man, come on, man. You know, I mean, come on. You have inferiority man standing against a superiority man in France
So
and saying,
wait, are you saying Burkina Faso is inferior to France?
oh, yeah, oh, come on. There is no way they're ever gonna take out the system, man. The system is always gonna remain French. You know,
I will let
you
I
still
will
keep
let
the
Saint
all these
I will
words
let
that
Saint James deal with you for
they
that
do
one.
a lot of talking. This we want to keep. Come on, bro.
I
You
will
never
let
When
gonna
y'all
change
needed them vaccines,
I will let Saint James deal with you for that one, Judy. I
Oh,
will let
come on.
Saint
I
James
mean,
deal with
it's
when
you
y'all
for
always
that.
needed
going to be the same
vaccines,
fact.
who did y'all run to? When
There
y'all
you
needed
go.
vaccines, who did y'all run to? Y'all ran to the West.
The Negro is strong in this one, I
Y'all
guess.
ran to the
The
West.
Negro is strong
So
in this one.
that Raven, what do you think about what Nat Turner is saying?
When y'all
Nocturna,
need something, y'all run to the West.
Nocturna is too what do you call it? He's too excited for some reason. Like you need to push your head back,
No,
Nocturna. Somebody needs to hit you in the head and all that stuff.
no, I'm a first world person. Family's been here while it's being developed in the first
yes,
world. And I'm
Nocturna,
trying to tell you something.
Nocturna, yes. There is a lack of technology. There is that and all that stuff.
Who
But
did
we
y'all
know
run to when y'all
Hey
needed
guys, have a good one.
vaccines?
Okay.
Thanks.
Who did y'all
Kelvin,
run
you
to when y'all
wanna say
needed
something
vaccines?
last? Hold on, guys.
Oh yeah,
Kelvin.
yeah. Well, I gotta roll out. But guys, great panel once again. Happy White History Month, by the way.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
yep, happy
stick
White History
around,
Month.
chaotic.
And
Stick around,
salute to
chaotic. Why
everybody
don't you
once
stick
again in the
around?
chat.
Why don't
I'm
you
sorry,
Thank
what
stick
you
you.
said?
around, chaotic? Stick around and spew
Y'all
some
run
of
to the
your stuff.
West
I
with
can't
y'all
hear what he
feet.
said. After I can't
Hold
hear
on. What did you say, Dad? Dad, what did
I
you say?
say chaotic should stick around and spew some more of his stuff and all that stuff, you know.
No,
So
I mean, I really got to, I really got to roll. I do got to roll. I got to take care of something real quick. But hey, Afrodama, salute to you,
Thanks.
man. Thank you. Yep. Have a good one, guys. Peace.
Oh, you too. You too. All right, guys. Let's do our closing statements.
Atona,
Yes,
I
Atona,
agree with Kidola
yes, sir.
more.
Atona.
Yes.
Where you talk about Africa as a top, I agree that those people they're fucked up, right? Atona, you live in America, right?
Yes.
And are you African American or Native American?
I'm a black Native American.
You're
Hey,
black Native
Not
American.
not
Okay.
not the one in Hollywood. Not the one in Hollywood. The niggas that was here when them Spanish came
nigga,
over.
shut the fuck up, by the black
Okay.
Native
The
American.
niggas
Shut
that
up.
was
Hold
here when
on.
the Spanish came over.
That the language,
Like the
please. The
old Mex,
language.
the
Okay.
old
Okay.
Mexicans, the black
Atona.
Native Americans.
Okay. Atona. Why
Not
is
the
it
ones in
that? Why
Hollywood,
is it that? Why is it
which are
that?
Italians.
Hold on, Atona. Why is it that in America that you possibly have some kind of receipt to go and buy hamburger in some of these cheap supermarket and a bottle of milk possibility buy a pancake powder to make pancake and start eating that as your that's why you people don't eat very healthy also. You understand me? So who are you
Listen,
running to? Let the white
America
person give you that check to go and buy something to
is
eat?
the land of access. Y'all come over here and get fat too. Get the hell
No,
out of here. Yes, you
forget that,
do. Yes,
man.
you do.
Because kid like
Yes,
you
you
kind of
do.
like having some kind of jolly mind when you hear about Africa. You kind of jumping up, your wisdom becoming more like something else. I want to ask you, why you put eating a lot of hamburger there? Why don't eat salad?
Sell hamburgers. That what you said?
Yeah, you put eating a lot of hamburgers too. Why no
Why should I
salad then?
sell hamburgers? I ain't gonna sell no damn hamburgers. I eat them.
After that,
Wrong with you?
after that, you see,
I ain't got.
You are African man, be slave by
I'm not an
maybe,
African.
but you are an African man, be slave maybe by
No,
my village
listen.
people.
Nobody in my
Tell you,
family ever
hold
spoke no
on, hold
African
on, hold
language.
on, hold on, hold on. Stop,
I'm telling you what I am. You have
denying.
to tell you what I am.
There's no black man in America.
All
There's no
right.
black man in America before
You don't know
white
that.
man came over there.
You don't. You talking crazy.
Your
Even the
your
white,
your your
even
your
the
your,
white
your
Spanish
your
said
forehead
they
look
were
like
black here. They thought
your
they was an
forehead
African tribe.
your forehead look like somebody from Ghana.
Listen, everybody got a forehead. White people too. What the hell you talking about? They
You
got
an
two eyes, nose, and a mouth too.
you an African man being sold by my village people,
Listen. My records and my long
I think
history
I think
from all these generations back.
let me just tell you the truth. The way you talk, I think if it's that they will still sell you again. You
The
understand me?
U.S. government will call you a liar.
They would sell you again,
The
October,
U.S.
if
government will
it's
call
that
you a
because
liar.
look,
The
you can
U.S.
be
government
sold
call you.
you
They
can
know
be
who
sold
I
again
am.
to the white man because no,
Ain't
there's
no
no
white
black
man,
man.
man. Come on, man. You a nut.
You know?
Listen, that's what y'all worship white people. We don't worship white people over here. Y'all do. Y'all the ones up there shining on TV and all on the YouTube kissing a white man's ass. We don't kiss his dirty fucking ass. That's y'all. That's y'all job.
How did the white man flog your ass?
30 years ago, 20
Y'all
How did the
years
soul
white man
ago,
niggas.
flog your ass?
China was
Y'all
nowhere
soul people.
near
That's
where
all.
it is
When
today.
you in change, if
China
somebody hands you. Go ahead. Somebody. Was
does
somebody?
not ask for anyone for respect now.
All right. Sorry, can you guys hear me? Okay, guys. Last final.
Thank you, man. It's a nice program.
You want to do your closing, Kidola? Go ahead. Let's do our
we all can
closings.
learn from. We have to have creativities in our mind. We have to create jobs. Stop building these mansions that they will not last for 100 years. When you're dead, the whole thing will crumble. Think about your people. The money is there. You know, the solution is
Come on.
we have to elect leaders that think about the continent, the countries where they're coming from. Think about everything. Just don't think about buying houses. The moment your money get to Western world, the money is no longer yours. They will allow you to bring it in, to take it out. They tell you money laundry. You understand? So they have just focus on us and everything. And China, there's no problem. I know your ancestors in Ghana, and they will receive you very good. Have a beautiful day, Altona.
Thank you. Thank you.
You talk.
Thank you. All right. Let's bring in Natona. You want to do your closing because he said your name. If you want.
Yeah, that's crazy talk. Come on, man. Y'all get up here and talk. Y'all know darn well them problems of Africa. I don't know if anybody in the world can save. The poverty is so deep. The ignorance is so deep. The countries are so corrupted. It's like that's the way normal. That's what your third world. What y'all do, y'all have not moved to the first world. If somebody go in there and put plumbing in there, somebody gonna tear the damn copper pipes out. You build a nice house there, somebody gonna break in. Y'all gotta get civilized first. For anybody, anybody can do nothing for y'all. The ones that move, the international Chinese and Asians and all that move over there, Arabs, they got guards all outside because they know what y'all do. Y'all ain't civilized. You can't bring nothing there. You're gonna get chopped up. Black Americans went over there, they got beat the hell up, chopped up. Because the US Constitution stopped at the border. Y'all ain't got no damn laws.
But thank you very much, Natona. I hope my fellow Africans can hear this. Thank you very much. All right. That
Take
was
care.
Natona. Take care, Natona. All right. Somali Bantu, closing statement. Somali Bantu, are you there?
I guess not. Let me
He's
see.
not there. That Raven, closing statement.
Okay, let me say something. First of all, I'll say I agree with Kidola most of the time for his rendition as well. With Jude, I'm very picky with what I agree with him and all that stuff. Some things I take, like some things where he says, yes, Africans need to be forced to actually do something, forced to actually obey. I agree with that and all that stuff because I've been to Senegal and I observed as well how people disregard rules and order and all that stuff. You understand what I mean? So you need to somehow have an element of force. And like Kidola said, in the beginning, these countries had to do that. People need to understand why this is good for them. You understand why it's necessary? This heavy hand is good for them, and it might not be brutal force entirely, but it might be in defiance of you will be fined, you will come back to court and all that kind of stuff. So I've seen it, especially in Gambia and Senegal, how people don't obey the rules. They just disregard the rules. Everybody just does whatever. It's so chaotic and all. It's very chaotic. But one of the reasons this is because, like I said, African countries, we exist in a state of chaos. Our existence is a chaotic existence. Mobutu, president of Congo, when he deposed
You mean former president?
Yeah, former president. When he deposed Leopold, he realized how big the weight was, and realized it's a chaotic environment. And said, you know what, every man for himself. Hold on, Jude. He said every man for himself.
Mobutu did not depose Leopold. Okay, you said depose.
Hold on, Jude. So when he's now president, he realized the pressures that were being faced from external factors. So this state of chaos led him to say to his troops and everybody, every man for himself, and all that kind of stuff. So when people exist in a state of chaos, corruption, that kind of stuff, it's like every man for himself.
All right, thank you.
Hold on.
Well, you've already said. You're repeating yourself.
I'm not done. Hold on.
You're repeating yourself, though.
Okay. I'll move along.
It's closing. Thank you, though.
Okay.
That for
One more thing.
Okay, make it quick.
I want to advance an idea to you.
Go for it.
The state in Africa, even somebody even mentioned it and said the part of Africa that does the beggarship and all that does the begging and slavery, East and West Africa. This is the part of the world that has a certain type of religion. And these regions still today perpetuate a sense of slavery and perpetuate a sense of begging in their culture and normalize it as well. That's an idea to think about. Why is it that? Is it because that region has an emphasis on slavery and begging and submission? Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. That was that Raven. St. James, see you hit the link late, but you wanted to jump in with towards the end, but go ahead, St. James.
Yeah, thanks for adding me, man. Yeah, you're right. I don't have a lot to say, but I'm just trying to say this before I go to bed.
Right.
It's very late here where I stay.
Oh yeah. Okay. What time is it?
It is what time is it? It's like 10 o'clock.
Oh,
10
okay.
p.m. So I do believe Afrodamus, the diaspora. I'm talking about the Africans that left Africa. I do believe we need to come back, man. We really do. Unless we come back and take care of our lands, these things, they're not going to stop. Because I do understand the program. I do understand the begging aspect of Africans, but unless we put something on the table for these people, that's not going to stop. So it's up to us to
like
figure
when you
it
say
out.
put something on the table, as in what?
Work. We need work, man. We need work. We need to transform our resources here on the continent. We need industries.
But what is the government doing?
What you just been complaining about, looting. That's what
and a lot of people around there, they believe in the looting. They it's like every man for himself. It seems like.
I do understand that, but when you have the right leadership, these things tend to decrease a little bit. Let's say I give you an example of my countries. Nobody's looting right now. But I don't know how long it's going to last. So these are the steps that each country need to take, but we cannot do it alone. Judah was bragging the other day.
Oh yeah, did you hear what Judah said about Burkina?
No, Judah is a funny dude, man. Listen, we in this CFA together, right? So let's say Cameroon is the bigger brother, right? Afrodamus. I give Cameroon that, right? They're the bigger brother, right? So you see your younger brother picking a fight, a good fight, and the older brother is just standing on the side and laughing. What do you think you're gonna do next? I can't believe Cameroon. Bro. So that's why we're doing it.
You don't trust them?
No, we don't. Like in Africa, nobody trusts that. Cameroon, Gabon, and all. No, they're not part of the equation. They're worried about being French. That's what the problem is. when it comes to Francophone Africa, you know, these people don't know how to pick a good fight. That's why Francophone Africa will remain the way it is. You know, the divide and conquer is so deep in Francophone Africa, you know, so much so that we can't even get along. You know,
he's saying Burkina will never defeat France.
So have you seen the steps that we took as a small country? Did you see the small steps as a small country? Did you see all the small steps?
Judah, can you hear it? Judah, did you see the steps?
I mean, I can hear what he's saying, but these are small steps. He just says small steps, bro. When look, this is the thing.
This is where you begin, bro. This is where you begin.
Okay, go ahead, man. Go ahead. This is the thing. We make small steps and think we are.
Afrikaners, like I said, right? If your younger bro is on the court, right? Make, you know, blowing like hitting your opponent in the good side. Like what is that for you? Like, listen, all you gotta do, right, is to join. You gotta join the fight. They're giving Mali and Burkina is giving a good fight to France. We are the two countries in Francophone Africa giving a good fight. Nobody else is trying to do anything. Everybody's standing on the side to see when Burkina is gonna fail or when Mali is gonna fail. This is what people are doing. Everybody else on that. Listen, Judah, you guys are waiting to see when Burkina is gonna fail or when Mali is gonna fail. This is what's happening.
But is it the first time Burkina Faso is doing a thing like this? We have known them of failing. So I mean, think of it, man.
Because you know what happened, Judah. You know what happened, Judah. Our president that got killed. You trying to talk about him, right?
Oh, come on. I'm not gonna. You know,
that's why I'm not a Pan-Africanist, because he was trying to put his mouth in everybody's problem. That's why I'm not a Pan-Africanist. You know, because I don't believe in these things. Sankara was putting his mouth in everybody's problem. That's what happened. You know, if he kept it to only us, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here, bro.
I'm not a Pan-African as well. You know, that's why I say
one, bro. You are one. What you know? You talking about Cameroon being a big dog in Africa? What you guys are doing? Are you leading anything right now? Are you leading anything?
You know that, but now our policy is not intervention.
What you leading? That's worth watching right now.
Come on, policy is non-intervention. We are not intervening in something that is far away. You know. I mean, come on, man.
What are you leading? What are you leading that the Africans are talking about in 2023? Tell me what.
Oh man, we are leading a lot when it comes to a sport in general. You know, when it comes to stuff.
Do you see what we're talking about here?
We are leading. I mean,
you see, that's why I don't want to leave the link. That's why I don't want to talk to Judith. You know, that's why I don't want to talk to Judith. You know, in 2023, what are you guys are doing in Cameroon that's worth watching?
I mean, you cannot be comparing Burkina to Cameroon, bro. It's just there and like.
Okay. Ask your other Africans, man. I'm not gonna sit here and do Burkina Cameroon. Ask the other Africans. The answer will be a simplest one, man. We're leading in so many things. You know, we're leading. You were calling out. Listen, bro. Come on, man. Let's not debate that. Everybody know. All the Africans know. We all know.
Guys,
James,
all right.
I'm not gonna go back and forth, but it's okay.
No. If you wanna brag, right? I love Cameroon, right? I love Cameroon, but if you wanna brag, man, lead something that's worth watching. Lead something that's worth something for the Africans, right? Don't brag for nothing, because we all have nothing. You know.
I've never bragged. I keep saying that Africa has the same problem. That is what I keep saying. The same problem you have in Cameroon, you have it in Burkina Faso. You have it in every country in Africa.
Our country is not. Our president is not outside the country right now. Yours is. It's not outside the country. He fled with all. Listen, Paul Biya just run away with all your budget. He's living in Switzerland, bro.
But where does that
happen? Where does that happen? How can you even allow that, bro?
I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question, St. James? Okay, Paul Biya is running away with all this budget. The country is still all your money and run away. Then your own country that the president is not running with a budget. How is that even possible? That we have a president that is taking all the money to Switzerland, yet Cameroonians is still far better off than your own country. That the president is not taking that money somewhere.
How do you know that, though? How do you know that?
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So you want to compare Burkina Faso now to Cameroon.
I live here, right? I live in Africa here, right? All I see, I watch Cameroonian news, right? It's fucked up over there, bro. It's fucked up. People are killing. Listen, it is fucked up.
Even
I
in
watch the
Nigeria,
news. There is
everything is
nothing
fucked
to
up,
brag about Cameroon, bro. Let's be honest.
I'm not bragging, bro. I keep saying we have the same, but after them was I don't want to, hold your funny,
guys. Yeah, guys.
Even the United
Let's
States,
close
right?
it.
Even the United States, right? Afrodamus, we got the most problems in Burkina Faso, right? Do you see the number of Cameroonian refugees in the United States? Have you ever heard of Burkina refugees in the United States more than the Cameroonians? And you sitting here talking about we got the most problems, dude. You talking about we got it, and you guys are the refugees in the United States more than Burkina Faso, and we seem to be having the most problem. Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden was fighting to give Cameroonian like 10,000 visa for Cameroonian to come to the state because of what? Starvation, fighting. Come on, bro. Let's be honest. How do we have more problem than you if the West is helping you and they're not helping us? They're not talking about giving us visas. They're not talking about giving us refugee status in the state, bro. Come on, man.
Let me explain. When it comes to IQ in America, I'm telling you for a fact, based on immigrants, Nigerians are number one, Cameroonians are number two in terms of education. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you for a fact. United States of America realize that the only immigrants that can help revive the economy of America from Africa is Nigeria and Cameroon. That's a fact. I'm telling you.
The only immigrants that
African immigrants.
That's why I don't click the link.
Let me finish. I'm telling you for a fact. Go to NBA. Go to basketball. You see Cameroonians and Nigerians thriving. Go to any hospital in America, in Texas. Out of 4 blacks, you will find 2 Nigerians, 1 Cameroonian. I'm telling you for a fact.
Jude,
Cameroonian. Let me finish. You made a lot of statements. Cameroonians are high IQ more than Burkina Faso. I'm telling you for a fact. You wouldn't even find them here because most of you guys don't travel. Your IQ might go to France, not in America.
Jude, what about me and you though?
Oh, come on, man. Me and you. I mean,
want to test something? Let's do something. You want to test something? Let's check your GPA and mine right now.
Guys,
let's do it.
You want to do it right now?
No. Do you want to do it right now?
Guys, let's close it. Let's not get personal. It's a show.
No. It's not personal because I'm not even going to get personal. If I talk of a country, right? I use myself as an example first before I get to the country itself.
Yeah,
if you can't that means you're bragging.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna get there, right? But Judy, I'm gonna tell you, between me and you, right, in America, I clean your clock. As a Cameroonian, I clean your clock. If you want, you tell Afrodamus, we can do a show. You check. No. Let me talk. You tell Afrodamus, let's set up a stage. You come with your GPA, come with mine. It's not even close. Let's do that. If you're talking about the United States, well, I never seen a Cameroonian in America that impresses me. I never.
Really?
So I don't know which Cameroon. No. I don't know which Cameroonian you're talking about. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying they don't exist. But I'm saying if you're talking about sport, yeah, you got what? What you got? 2 guys, Siakam and who? The other guy in Philly? Yes, you do.
They got more than that.
I can send you a link about Burkina Faso who got gold medals in other sports. You can do that. So if you don't know about my country, ask. Just ask. Don't sit here and brag. Like I said, Cameroon, I never, listen, between my Senegalese, my Ivorian, my Malian friends, nobody in America never spoke about Cameroon like you guys have accomplished anything.
But who are these countries, man?
You can brag about your country. You can brag. Listen, this is a show. This is a show you can brag. Everybody get to brag about their country. Like I said, there is nothing about Cameroon in America for us that we feel like they're superior. I don't know. Maybe to you, because you live in Utah. Nobody wants to go to Utah. I got a big gig for a big company in Utah. Turn it down. I don't want to go there. There is nothing for me to see over there. So you live in small town, bro. Stop bullshitting. Stop that, bro. Stop that. Utah, there is
Guys.
nothing in Utah, bro. There is
Guys,
nothing in Utah. Utah is just coming up right now because of gentrification. People are moving everywhere in the states. People, I was in Colorado.
Guys.
When we hear Utah, right? When we hear Utah, you know what my people think? Man, come on, man. Nobody goes over there. People come from Utah to Colorado to enjoy themselves. Nobody goes to Utah. You small town, bro.
Guys, hold on, guys, thank you very much, for coming in, and let's call it a show.
Hey, Jude, you don't need to be doing that with me, right? You don't do that, man. We live in the
Hey, you might die, man. We've been on the Wakanda channel for a while, man. You cannot go back.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna drop you guys.
Jude, let me welcome. Let me invite Jude, right?
Hold on, guys. I gotta definitely leave.
Jude. Alpha tell Jude I've been living here for 4 months. Jude can't even do that. He can't go to Cameroon for 4 months. He can't.
He can hear you. But thank you, St. James. Thanks.
Thank you very much, bro.
All right, guys. As you know, as usual, it's the Afridamus report. Sometimes we will be on the track, but then somebody would fire a shot. How do you clean up that dust? The best way to do it, we are in July. July feels white. Let us close it with the White History Month.
No, she's married to that big guy. The big guy with the eyeliner, right?
Drogo.
Daddy and I are never going to get a divorce, but if we did, we would love you both just as much.
Oh, yeah.
It's a relief. Thank you, Moms. Hit the play button.
I have a major announcement right now. The 1st of July is White History Month. So the whole month is White History Month from now on. Happy White History Month.
It's White History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone there will always be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is bringing us to the end of today's show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the show, because I certainly did. As you guys know, July feels white. I hope you are enjoying this White History Month.
Different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna celebrate America. It's White History Month, and I'm gonna scream it to everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History.